It affirmed to me that Matt LaFleur is a top 5 NFL head coach today. Like if we always play this game, like who would you want to start a franchise with? Like what quarterback would you want that to be? And Jordan Love's a very popular pick for who you're going to start your quarterback with. So if you're just saying a snapshot of today, who are the best coaches in the NFL? I'm putting Matt LaFleur in my top 5 after what I saw on Sunday, because what he did to be able to not only take this offense with a quarterback that people legitimately said all last week, dude can't play football. He can't make reads. He can't make throws. He can't get the terminology. He's not the one calling plays. People were saying that Malik Willis, we know incorrectly now, cannot play football.
I think I said he was ass.
Yeah, even our own Ben Brust said that. And Matt LaFleur took that, quarterback, the most important position on the field, most important position in all of sports. Dude had 2 incomplete passes. He had a touchdown pass. They didn't ask him to do too much, but the running game plan, the misdirection, the putting guys in the right spots to actually...
Bro, I felt bad for the cameramen because I was getting lost with some of the misdirection.
It was unbelievable. You don't see that on any given Sunday. There are very few coaches that can pull that off. And so, and it should have been even more. You had a Josh Jacobs fumble on the goal line. You had a missed field goal. So they should have even put up more points. It was nothing short of a masterful performance from Matt LaFleur. And it reaffirms that when you can do that, and not only that, but he prompted defense and special teams to go out there and play elite, and they did exactly that. So what Matt LaFleur did, he earned this victory as much or more than any other player suiting up for the Green Bay Packers, and it affirms to me that he's a top 5 coach alongside Andy Reid, Kyle Shanahan, Dan Campbell, and McVay. Harbaugh and Tomlin, great coaches, but their best days are in the past. Matt LaFleur is now in the top 5 of NFL head coaches, and I have very little doubt in my mind about it.
Yeah, for me, overall, it just looks at what this organization is great at, right? This organization is great at finding a way to develop talent and finding a way to be consistent. We talked about it last week, about the fact that, like you said, Brad, people were down on Malik Willis based off his performances in Tennessee. But it just shows you, when you are able to get somebody who is capable, I'm not saying Malik Willis is a superstar, but somebody who's capable of just being an NFL football player, a backup guy, a somewhat average quarterback, a guy like Matt LaFleur can make that guy as good as he was on Sunday. He was not great, but he was consistent. He was exactly what you needed, and all it showed me is that Goody and also Matt LaFleur know exactly what they are doing, and this is why the Green Bay Packers are a championship contender. The Packers showed us how good of a football team they were. You know why I say that? It's the Packers week 1. They played against Philly in Brazil. They played against a team that could score a lot of points, that had a lot of weapons on offense, and they kept up with them in a track meet. And then you go to the next week where you don't have your starting quarterback. You have a guy who's only been with the team 20-some odd days, a guy that just has not found his footing in the NFL. And what do? You find a way to have your defense step up and win a game 16-10. When you have that amount of versatility where you can lean on your defense one week to win a football game, you can lean on your offense another week to try to win a football game. When your special teams, the way that they showed up yesterday, specifically, I mean, shout out to Narvdog, even though he missed a field goal, but specifically with Dan Whalen, this just shows you how good of a football team the Green Bay Packers are. And I have to give credit to Goody and Matt LaFleur for being able to put this team together. So as a Packers fan, you should be excited for what this season has in store, because they showed you that they can compete at a high level against the Eagles, and they also can beat teams when they don't have the best.
800-990-3776 if you have any takeaways you'd like to share with us. The phone lines are always open for you to engage with us at 800-990-ESPN. I know Gabe Neitzel did this morning because I think him and I were probably on the there's no chance this week with Malik Willis at quarterback. We even talked in depth about how Brad was like, yeah, game plan, this, that. I was like, he still has to make the throws, right? Even if it's a quick pass out wide, you still have to connect and not have it high, low, to the side. He played well. I got to give some flowers to Matt LaFleur as well. Matt LaFleur was awesome.
Oh, you like Matty Mouse now?
I mean, it's week 2 in the NFL, so I'm not giving roses, but I'll give some flowers, right? I'll give some flowers where flowers were due. In terms of an execution, right, of a game plan, I know it felt great for Matt LaFleur. My man was pumped up on the sideline, fist pumping and jumping because he knew this was a tough task. Let's be honest here. This wasn't easy with the timeline that he had from Malik Willis getting the billing to the execution on the field, from the misdirection to the game plan to the defense getting takeaways to Daniel Whalen stepping up in a way. Like, that game was a clinic. I'm not going to lie. That was an absolute clinic from the Green Bay Packers. The sign of a good team, in my opinion, and I think it should be everyone's opinion, is winning and playing in different styles, right? They played a tough team in the Philadelphia Eagles in Brazil with a bad field for everyone. They had opportunities, they missed them, but we knew that they were competitive and missed out on some opportunities. To turn it around after coming back from Brazil against a team that was competitive in their week one game, I don't think they're as good as people thought they may be, but that doesn't matter. You still have to play who's on your schedule, and you still have to execute and win the football game. I was wrong about just about everything I said the entire week last week.
Mark it.
To Kyle Wallace, I'm sorry. You really still didn't say... To the Packer owner of the show, I'm sorry,
Thank
Kyle. You said a lot of things that had zero substance, but your faith in the organization and your faith in the team to get it right for this week, I have to applaud you on that. Congratulations to you.
You overreacted to week one, right? I don't believe
I did not.
No, you did. You did not give credit to the Philadelphia Eagles, who I believe will win tonight as well, but you didn't give credit to the fact that the Philadelphia Eagles were a dang good football team. We overlooked the fact that the Packers defense still forced 3 turnovers against the Eagles come week one, right? And that is something that they were able to replicate. And so we put too much into the fact that they struggled and competed, but struggled against the Eagles offense versus actually saying, you know what? They played against a really good football team, so I think week 2, when they play against a weaker football team and based off Matt LaFleur, they can probably get the job done, which they did. So, Ben, I appreciate you coming to the good side and understanding some of your flaws and sins of the past.
Adam and Cudahy, 800-990-3776. You're up on Kyle, Brust, Nortman. What was your biggest takeaway?
I got to say, I think the Packers showed why they're a premier franchise in the NFL, because there really was no drop-off between Rodgers to Love. And on top of that, the moves that Goody made are already showing in Jacobs, McKinley, Willis. I'm not saying Malik Willis is the next big thing, but I'm saying he knew he needed to make that move. He did it, and it worked. And on top of that, Jeff Hafley's defense, and like you guys just said, Matt LaFleur's offense, it all came together, and I think they really showed why we're one of the best teams in the league.
Thank you, Adam and Cudahy. Again, it's fascinating. If you were telling me I'd be sitting here on today being Monday after the Packers played Sunday with as many positive things that are floating around in my head, there was too much there for it to be a recipe of sadness, right? Like, they weren't favored in this game, but they played as a football team. Like, to me, this is a next step, right? I think last year was fun, right? It was a great story. Jordan Love carried this team. They didn't win without Jordan Love playing well last year, right? This is a next step for this football team, for Matt LaFleur to be a head coach and to put all of his guys and for them to execute the plan, I think is a huge next step for this team.
To be able to win without your quarterback one, let alone a quarterback that's only been there for like 3 weeks, and there was real big question marks as to how he would be able to perform, especially considering what he'd done in the past. It's unbelievable. It says a lot to me about the franchise, but also this specific team. Ben, you said it. Winning and competing in different ways. It was basically a shootout against the Philadelphia Eagles. You turn the page next week, and it was a gritty defensive struggle that looked not very pretty.
I thought it was pretty. I thought it was pretty. Like, as pretty as a defensive struggle, if you want to say, could be. I mean, Josh Jacobs, other than the fumble, was unbelievable. The offensive line creating holes. Josh Jacobs proving why you paid him money as well. Making guys miss tackles and then exploding out to the edge. Like, he played masterfully in his role.
Well, and a lot of times, somebody goes down, or even other franchises around the NFL where you say, hey, you know what? Our quarterback is struggling. We need everybody to pick it up. Not everyone always picks it up. the position groups don't always take that step forward. This is a rare occasion where it actually does. I've been in locker rooms where you had a backup quarterback go in, and there's a collective feeling of, okay, guys, we got to do our part even 10% more, because that's what it's going to take for us to get to victory. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. And most of the time, it doesn't happen. So the fact that it shows me a lot about this team, who this team is, the quality of the players, and the buy-in from a team aspect. Maybe do things you don't usually do.
Petey Pablo chimes in. Me and K-Dog had it right. High five, Kyle Wallace. You and Petey Pablo.
I love me some Petey Pablo. Like the real Petey Pablo in this Petey Pablo.
Yeah, both of them. Gerald and Fond du Lac, 800-990-3776. It's your floor on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hey, guys. Still not concerned about the offense or the defense. But I just wanted to check in a couple things that I thought of last week, and from what was the talk last week, and new piece of information for this week. I don't know why the defense would have had to play an elite game against a quarterback that now has 18 career starts since high school. I don't know why we thought Malik Willis was garbage when the team that gave up on him, their best move was signing Ryan Tannehill to back up Marcus Mariota. And coming up, I think I've seen some progression that I had talked about from the defense, and the defensive line, which is a strength of our team, still hasn't played a bad offensive line. Eagles and Indy both have great offensive lines, so really excited about what's to come.
We appreciate the call, Gerald and Fond du Lac, and if you want to chime in, as always, 800-990-3776. As you like to do on Monday, right? You like to take from Sunday and then extrapolate that in your head into something of what the season's going to be. I just want to read this because you have to still take what you have and utilize it. I see Harpoon Bakery on YouTube. I think I got that right.
I think you got it right, too.
The Colts were so bad, we can't get a gauge on this Packers team. Again, you can take something from this game. It doesn't have to be everything, but you can appreciate the fact that despite the Colts being bad yesterday and Anthony Richardson looking like a guy who's only had 6 starts or 7 starts in the NFL, the team executed.
Yeah.
You can't apologize for winning when you have Jordan Love out and guys on the defense get 3 takeaways. And again, I'm sitting here eating crow. I get it. I'm not saying that this team's going to win the Super Bowl, but I'm saying I'm optimistic on what they can do in week 3 with or without Jordan Love.
Yeah, and this is the NFL. I mean, don't get me wrong. Every team has a high level of capability. They're all professionals. Not every team is the Kansas City Chiefs, but no one's bad. Even the years where, as the Jaguars in 2017, when we went to the AFC Championship game, we played the 0-16 Browns. They took us to a field goal. All teams are good in the NFL, so that's why all wins matter. And this is also the Colts team that brought the Texans the week before to a 2-point game, and the Texans are a potential Super Bowl contender. So this win matters. It means a lot for the Packers.
I'm calling malarkey on Harpoon Bakery, and I'm calling malarkey because the same football Colts team that competed, because the same team that went against the Houston Texans, which is a good football team, was able to compete. The Green Bay Packers were able to make Anthony Richardson look that way. I understand there may have been some incomplete passes, but the Green Bay Packers forced them to look like that. The Green Bay Packers ran it down their throats as well. They
knew it was coming.
The Packers had a game plan, and they executed it with a backup quarterback. The Colts are not a terrible football team, and at the end of the year, we will find that they're not going to win a Super Bowl, but they're going to be competitive. But the Green Bay Packers made Anthony Richardson look bad yesterday. It wasn't just because he's not good. It's because the Packers defense forced that.
Dave from Aaron, 800-990-3776. You know why the Colts lost? Because that song their fan played and put on social media was so bad, LOL. And we played that song all on the show last week, and again, I had fun with it.
In a disrespectful way.
This is our team.
We bleed blue.
This is our Colts.
Doesn't bother me anymore.
I knew it wouldn't.
Yeah, we already won the game, baby. We passed this scrub.
For the shoe, beat the Packers.
So it did bother you before?
We're gonna
because of a
pack
little
them
bit of
down
fear?
with our shoes.
No, it bothered me because it gave too much positive energy towards the Colts. That's all.
This is not positive
I'm not,
energy.
I'm not cheering or clapping it or trying to hype up anything that has to do with the Colts. I'm focused on the Green Bay Packers.
A lot of people giving their flowers. We'll get to all of you of KBN Nation throughout the show, 800-990-3776. And if you want to cheers to somebody or pour one out to something that you saw, we're going to do that next. And we always want to hear from KBN Nation after a Green Bay Packers game on Sunday. Cheers to and pour one out. Coming up next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Downs later for Novotny, and it's a 36-10 Hilltoppers win. The star running back for the defending champions has 10 touchdowns already on the season, which is a statewide lead. It's not just the gridiron, though, that you see the junior starting to get his stride. Novotny is also on the varsity basketball team for the Hilltoppers. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Tommy Novotny from Marquette University High School.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Were the Colts bad? Yes, but were the Packers the reason they were bad? I think a good majority of it. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman here with you. We make up the Kyle Brust and Nortman with Alex Strofe running the show. Riley Yauker, Ryan Wollersheim, definitely not Jesse Nelson running the show over in the ESPN Madison studios. But we want to hear from you as we cheers to and pour one out. 800-990-3776. If you saw something you want to cheers to, if you saw something you want to pour one out to, now's the time.
The weekend is over, so let's pop some bottles. It's time for Cheers to and Pour One Out on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
All right, Bradley, you start us off. Who you cheersing to?
Oh, I would be happy to. And I will cheers to Malik Willis. Now, it might seem like an obvious one, but it's not so obvious in the fact that it seems like everyone's saying, well, Matt LaFleur's game plan helped him tremendously and put him in a great position. But there's also a coach named Sean McVay who had a backup quarterback go against the Packers last year. And they run similar offenses.
Ooh.
And this just goes to show not everybody can just walk in and do it. Because last year, when the Rams played the Packers, Brett Rippon played against the Packers, not a very good defense, and he was less than 50% completion percentage, no touchdowns, with a pick. Flip side, Malik Willis actually went out there, and like you said, he actually needs to complete the passes, make the reads, and actually threw a touchdown, no picks. So just because you got a great coach giving you a game plan, and he is a great coach, still got to do it. Malik Willis proving that he can do it. Cheers to Malik Willis.
Yeah, I like that. Somebody I got to cheers to. Malik Willis obviously is the clear one that we all want to cheers to because he was able to be a great game manager yesterday. But also I want to cheers to Devontae Wyatt. Devontae Wyatt, former first-round draft pick of the Green Bay Packers. Week 1, he has a fumble recovery. Week 2, he's creating some type of pressure, having a sack yesterday, chasing the quarterback down, making plays. And again, it is nice to see some type of production and seeing some type of growth there for Devontae Wyatt in a big year 3 for him. Quay Walker and him are both year 3. Quay still has some room to go. But it seems like Devontae Wyatt may be finding a little bit of a consistency. He may not be a superstar, but cheers to him yesterday because he played a big role in yesterday's win.
I'll take the bait. Fine. Give me Josh Jacobs all day long. The Colts knew what was coming. It was no surprise the Packers were going to run the football. Sure, am I frustrated with a red zone fumble? Absolutely. But they did not lose faith. They kept giving him the rock. And Josh Jacobs, after the game, talked about it. He could have kept going, and that's the energy I love from Josh Jacobs. That's why it felt really sad in the moment with Aaron Jones, but Aaron Jones could not have replicated what Josh Jacobs did from an attention standpoint, from a volume standpoint. And let's be honest, he's not a one-trick pony. Like, Josh Jacobs is a big, strong dude, but he made some nice cuts, got to the outside, read his blocks, made some guys miss. Everything you could have asked for from a guy that you signed in a position that is not signing for a lot of money or as much money as, they're being devalued from a monetary standpoint, but from a production standpoint, he was awesome yesterday. Shout out Josh Jacobs.
Okay, pour one out for me for Braden Narveson. Man, I'll tell you what, the moment I get excited that, oh my gosh, we found our kicker. We finally have a guy that we can rely on. Braden Narveson, he hits a nice ball. It has pretty ball flight. It stays straight. He has a certain level of confidence about him. I feel better about the Packers kicking situation. I even tweeted out, what do you know, the Packers during the game with about 8 minutes to go said something to the effect of, defense and special teams needed to play elite, and they are. And then you know what happened next? He missed a field goal. I even tweeted, okay, I jinxed it. What do we need to do?
Brad.
What do we need to do to just get no missed field goals? He has it in him. I'm rooting for the kid.
What do you mean, what does he have to do?
I mean,
kick it through the uprights, huh?
Well, yeah. I'm just waiting for it. That will be my next time we've got more than 3 attempts and there's no misses, Braden Narvison will be my cheers to. But until then, I got to keep pouring out
Hold your
for him, 'cause
applause.
we're
Hold
so
your
close.
applause.
Well, my pour one out is going to start with this.
Struggles with football.
That was what Jen Latta reported on 620 WTMJ. Shout out to Jen. And this ain't pour one out to Jen. This is pour one out to the people that fed her that bad information about Malik Willis. They told Malik Willis, the Tennessee beat writers told our own Jen Latta, they told her that he struggled.
It wasn't the Tennessee beat writers. It was her sources. Don't make up who gave her the information.
Her sources from Tennessee told her that
It
he
wasn't from
struggled.
Tennessee.
They were from. I thought they were from Tennessee. Didn't they say? Yeah, they're from Tennessee. And so, with that being said, pour one out to them bums in Tennessee that don't know what real quarterback play look like. Pour one out to them bums down in Tennessee that don't know what a real organization look like. See, y'all need to stay down there where y'all got that trash quarterback and Will Levis. We turned Malik Willis from a bum into a serviceable number 2. But pour one out to them.
I'd like to pour one out to the referees because apparently they saw that Josh Myers puked on the football before they snapped it. That should be an automatic, player safety,
Oh,
right?
I didn't realize they saw that.
Yeah, the referees saw it. Which means stop the play. Make sure he's not dying on the field. Well, poor Malik Willis had to take a football that had throw up on it and couldn't throw the ball, so he had to run.
Could you
gain
imagine
some yards?
receiving that snap? Could you imagine that?
Hey, you better man up. Tighten up.
I mean,
Tighten
I
up.
know some people with the quick trigger, like when they see others throw up, they start throwing up. It's like in the replacements, right? Don't they all start puking because one starts puking? That could have been a bad chain reaction.
If my long snapper did that and then sent it back to me,
and you caught,
I might just drop it. I might just be like, hands in the air. I ain't touching this.
You gotta tighten up. You gotta tighten up.
Well, you've been cut the next day.
I would be cut the next day.
Why'd you drop it, Brad?
It is puke
It
on
was
it.
gross. I don't know what to tell you.
It was gross.
No, boy, I tell you.
Strophe, you got anything for Cheers 2? Pour one out.
Yeah, I do, fellas. First off, hello, by the way. Happy Monday. Happy Victory Monday.
You sound good. You sound revitalized.
Yeah, I had a great weekend. Packers win. I mean, how couldn't I have a great weekend? I'm going to do it in reverse order, though, if you don't mind, Benny. Is that okay? Can I pour one out and then cheers too?
You can do whatever you like.
Well, I'd like to pour one out to this.
This is our Colts. This is our team. We bleed blue. This is our Colts. Whether win or lose, we love them.
Still loves them.
For the shoe, beat the Packers.
Lose to the
Let's
Packers.
pack them down with our shoes.
Make
This
them
is our
do it.
team. Go Colts.
Scrubs!
I'm glad I paused it. And I'd like to cheers to this. This is our pack. This is our team. We beat you.
Oh, that's rough.
This is our pack. Whether Malik or Love, we love them.
Brad! The shoe beat the Colts.
We packed you down with our shoes.
Dang right we
This
did.
is our pack.
Go pack, go.
Brad!
I still don't got it.
You can't sing a lick.
I still don't got it.
He's so tone deaf.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I still don't got it. I don't know what to tell you. This shouldn't come as a surprise.
Sean and BD, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. That's not the last time I'm hearing that. You'd like to cheers to and pour one out. What do you got?
I have a cheers to, obviously, the Packers getting a big win on a weekend where the rest of the division, gave up a game except for Minnesota. But that was a key victory for us. And with Michelle Smallman in the house, that was also awesome. So I'm going to pour one out. I'm going to pour one out, unfortunately, to our Badger football team. And, I know I called last week, and I'm not sold on Fickle. I know that I got some grief from Strofe, I believe. But, these guys don't deserve to be called Badgers because, they need to show them a video of a Badger going up against the Pride of Lions and beating the crap out of the Lions. That's this team. It's just weird. It's not even like they're Badgers. I'm sorry. Even when we've had down years, we're tough, and it's kind of a crying shame, especially when you got the Fox Sports there, and And, everybody, we had Ron Dane in the house. We had everybody, it was just sad to watch. And I get it, with Tyler going down, and I don't know. I had to work all day, but do we have an update on that? And then I'll let you guys go, but thanks for taking my call.
Of course, Sean and BD, no update just yet. Appreciate your perspective on the Badgers. We'll definitely be hitting on what was an abysmal performance. But we got to hear the victory song again. And everyone, listen for Brad Nortman.
Please.
This is our pack. This is our team. We beat you. This is our pack. Whether Malik or Love, we love them. The shoe beat the Colts. We packed you down with our shoes.
This is our pack.
Go pack, go.
Brad,
The thing is,
how so?
when I did it, it felt like I was singing good.
Can you say we?
That's the saddest
part.
Say we beat.
The thing is, literally, when I recorded this, I was like, that's my best stuff yet. Like, I feel like I sound good when I do it, and then I hear it and go, that is horrible. I don't understand the disconnect.
Strofe, I'm actually upset that Brad wasn't the full ending. Or could you just not make it sound that bad?
I mean, I could give you the entire Brad version.
Oh,
of the
yeah,
segment.
yeah.
I could do that.
When you heard me, were you like,
I definitely want to hear his tone-deaf ass next segment.
I could give that to you.
when you heard me do it live, were you like, oh, that's horrible?
Yeah. Really? Well, Brad, I don't know if you remember when we walked into the room that we recorded, and I said, hey, do you want to hear it first?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said, no.
He said, no, I got it.
Lead with confidence.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't have to play it for Benny, and I thought Benny actually nailed it. I
That's
thought I
pretty
did.
good.
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a phenomenal performer, so obviously I sounded great. But Brad, that was rough.
I mean, Strofe, let's be honest. Since you played the Lions version of it on the show Friday, or the Colts version of it on Friday, you and I, Saturday and Sunday and Friday night, we're singing this in our head.
Yeah, it's been stuck in my head for a solid 4 days at this point. I also played it 3 times yesterday on Green Bay game day.
Oh, thank goodness I wasn't on that show.
Apologies to everybody involved.
Man, what is the fascination with that trash song?
Come on, it was catchy.
He made a really good Broncos one in the preseason, and it took off like wildfire. So he's continued to update it every week. I think the guy's phenomenal. Super fans are the best, right? We all agree with that. Kyle, you and I are super fans of the Packers. I think super fans are phenomenal. This guy kicks ass. The song was pretty good. The line, let's pack him down with our shoes
is so good.
We often talk about the song of the summer here as the summer comes to the end. It's Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. It's They Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. And it's Let's Pack Them Down with Our Shoes by this guy.
Can we hear the other two as much as we
The only thing worse on these airwaves is when Tausch sings. That's JJ and Poinet. Don't quit your day jobs. Stick to punting, Brad. And a fantastic, boys. Well, we got a compliment.
I'll take that compliment.
The edited, because Brad said bleep. But the Brad version of the Packers victory song is next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, along with your continuing to text us cheers to and pour one outs. We'll get to all of you, KBN Nation, next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Brad was like, it's the 4-1-4 hour at 4.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the kid who got picked on the sports team. I was like, "Oh, you want me? No way!" Because all last week, it was so much fun to do that, and I was like, "Well, I guess it's back to Kyle doing it now." And when you said, "Want to do it with me?" I was like, "Oh yeah, let's do it."
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Sunday. It's racing season at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, and our schedule of events is ready. We've still got our yearly holiday weekend races like Labor Day weekend, plus Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, and Night of Fire. You can also book corporate and private events. Take advantage of our season-long passes and even schedule a time to take your car down the legendary quarter mile. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for pricing and info. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
Milwaukee College Prep, dedicated to closing the opportunity gap for children in Milwaukee, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dreams. Join me, Good Karma Brand's founder CEO Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 17th, and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee's most challenged communities. Milwaukee College Prep is closing the opportunity gap. To learn more and purchase tickets, go to MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com and click support.
Getting 10% back is easy at Fleet Farm. For a limited time only, Fleet Rewards members can earn 10% back in-store and online. Spend $50, get $5 back in rewards. No rebates, no coupons, no hassles. Plus, Fleet Rewards membership is free. So if you're not signed up yet, now's the time. Then get shopping to earn 10% back on everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm. Some exclusions apply. Not valid at Ankeny and Waukee, Iowa stores. Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
It was a ground and pound game plan for the Packers in their 16-10 win on Sunday over the Colts at Lambeau Field. Filling in for the injured Jordan Love, Malik Willis stepped up at quarterback with a 12-for-14 stat line and his first career touchdown pass. His thoughts after the game.
I've been really confident the entire time. It's more than anything just getting those reps and feeling that timing. Like even in Tennessee, I didn't really get those reps during the week of the games I started. But more than anything, I try to push that to the side and just continue to work each day.
Willis and the Pack will get back to work with film review in Green Bay today.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Concerned about fraud? Tri-City's got your back. Use debit card alerts. Help stop a card hack. You'll get notified when your card's being used so you can prevent your account from abuse. Tri-City National Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Are you looking for a reliable ride? I've got you covered. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. I use AccuTrans Group for my private transportation needs during the college football season. AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. From corporate travel and weddings to group events, AccuTrans Group caters to every occasion. Booking is easy, safe, and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to get a quote or to book a reservation today for reliable and safe transportation.
It's the last home stand of the Brewers regular season. Be here when the crew take on the Mets, September 27th through the 29th. Get to the jam-packed series for Fan Appreciation Weekend. Get your seats at brewers.com/tickets.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
This is our pack. This is our team. We beat you. This is our pack. Whether Malik or Love, we love them.
That was actually not bad.
The shoe beat the Colts. We packed it down with our shoes. This is our pack. Go pack, go. It's Victory Monday on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Palermo's Pizza, baby. It's brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza, with delicious brands like Connie's, Palermo's, Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofer on the show. You, KBN Nation, with your cheers twos and pour one outs on the ESPN Wisconsin Talking text line, 800-990-3776. Thank goodness that Alex Strofe saved the Brad Nortman version without Strofe and I accompanying him in the Packers victory song. So if you like tone-deaf things, you're going to love this. Oh, man, I can't wait.
This is our pack. This is our team. We beat you. This is our pack. Whether Malik or Love, we love them. The shoe beat the Colts. We packed you down with our shoes.
Oh, that's rough.
This is our pack. Go pack, go. I'm telling you, when I recorded that, I felt it was my best work yet. When, like last year when we did headlines, and I would walk out of the recording room and be like, that probably won't sound good. I felt like I sounded good when I did it.
You felt it.
Yeah.
I'll give you credit. It sounds better when you're not accompanied by Ben and I. It sounds a little less tone deaf.
It sounds worse when they're around.
Strofe.
Yeah.
Those who actually hit a decent note.
Not like just an average note.
Is that common though? If you, I'm telling you, I feel like in the moment it sounds good.
Yeah,
like,
it's like when I sing in the car and I feel like I'm hitting every high note. Of course I'm not. I just am accompanied by the music singer.
I will say this. I've seen lots of texts and tweets come through. People want a copy of our victory song.
Yeah, Diana from McGuanago, you give out your email on the air?
I am going to give out my email on the air. If you would like either the Brad-only isolated version or the trio of Brust, Nortman, and Strofe version, you can email me. It's astrofe@goodkarmabrands.com. So that's astrouf@goodkarmabrands.com. I will happily send you the MP3.
Dave from Aaron, cheers to our defense and compounding takeaways. Pour one out to Caleb Williams and the Bears showing their standard trash play. The Bears still suck. Ray in the 414, cheers to the defense finally being able to get off the field on third down. I like that one for the most part because there was a couple of drops. Kyle, you mentioned this. Pour one out. Rashan Gary, the last couple weeks have been mostly a non-factor aside from maybe a couple plays. He needs to be better, a game wrecker. And I agree with Ray because he's being paid to be a game wrecker. What'd you say? He was like, how did he bring up Rashan Gary? Because it's out of blue.
Where is Rashan Gary?
He said, where is Rashan? Where are you at? Thou?
No, for real, because when you were watching that football game, I remember seeing him, but I didn't see him that often in the backfield. And I know before the show we talked about assignment, right? A lot of times and you have certain responsibilities, especially with a mobile quarterback that they had in Anthony Richardson. But at the end of the day, it just did not seem like he was much of a force in this game. There were other guys. Van Ness and Wyatt popped more than he did. Kenny Clark had some moments in the backfield. It just felt like Rashan Gary was absent that game. And guess what? On the stat sheet, he was also absent as well. He had 0 tackles.
Well, with Rashan Gary, there's no way that I can excuse that because I'm right there with you. I had my bold prediction that Rashan Gary would lead the NFL with 18 sacks. And
that's over.
Definitely not on pace to do that.
Somebody had 4.5 yesterday by themselves.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Oof, that's why the Lions are pretty darn good. One of the reasons. But I don't think Rashan Gary does well in this kind of game plan. The game plan against Hurts and against Richardson, very much keep them in front of you, keep them contained. Wyatt and Van Ness, more power rushers, so they can still utilize power. Rashan Gary had to throttle down his speed. That's really his only good go-to move when it comes to rushing.
Mario chimes in the 262. Cheers to Jair saying 24 to 36 hours after Matt says, enjoy the win for 24 hours. We're super funny. Love Jair taking a leadership role.
Is he taking a leadership role?
Let people be happy with him being happy. Because if Jair is... there was a lot of stories in the offseason training camp that Xavier McKinney was going to be a person that he could talk to, lean on in terms of both of them with experience, both of them being high-paid players. And I just think the guys around him can help make him not have to be like a number one leader. He just has to produce, and everyone else can sort of be the voice.
And there were so many bright spots. Now that I'm thinking about it, talking about Jair Alexander and Carrington Bell, was Eric Stokes hurt or he just didn't play like that?
He had like, I looked at the snap count. 46, I thought, was Stokes, and then I think
I felt like I saw Valentine out there a lot more.
Valentine was making plays, too.
Out there popping, but it just seemed like the Green Bay Packers.
Keyshawn Nixon was he's out there a little too much for my liking.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie.
He's so you've seen him in his back turn and getting beat, but just out there, Michael Pittman really was a non-factor yesterday.
Well, that's because Anthony Richardson
was
is a
his quarterback. But
non-factor.
I'm just saying, in general, like if you're open and you have time to throw, he wasn't the guy who was getting the football. Alec Pierce was the guy who stood out most to me.
Yeah, and I do want to ask, and Strophy, we're going to continue this every week after a Packers game until we get like I'd say 95% no or something. But I want to know if this Packers team is a Super Bowl caliber team. So every Monday, very simply put, I know there's a lot of reactionary off of a Monday. Are the Green Bay Packers a Super Bowl caliber team? Every week, we are going to ask that, track the results, see the shifts, when, why, how, Jordan Love playing, Malik Willis effect. Like, it's going to be fascinating. I love me a little market research that we can go back to, especially with our financial guy, not singer, Brad Nortman, on the show. 800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin Talking text line. But I do want Kyle to tell us about Underdog. I know you had Bryce Young throwing a touchdown pass, which was really dumb.
So what I love about Underdog is that Underdog, you can pick and choose because how it works is with Underdog Fantasy, you have an opportunity to play this game. And when you play this game, it just makes watching football so much more fun. And so basically, you have to pick at least 2 players from multiple different teams, and you can pick higher or lower on their stats. This weekend, I decided to go really big with my picks, and I decided I was going to go, I put 8 guys in there. I put in $10 for a chance to win 8 guys for a chance to win $582. $582. I came up a little short, but it was super fun. But also, I had the opportunity this weekend where I had 4 picks and I won $55, right? It is so fun when you play the Underdog Fantasy Sports app, and I want you to get in on it as well. It's so easy to play. So this is what I need you to do. I just need you to basically go to UnderdogFantasy.com or go to the simple and easy-to-use mobile app for Underdog Fantasy and sign up using promo code KBN. That's promo code KBN. And guess what? They will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in a bonus cash when you deposit. Yes, bonus cash, $1,000 when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code KBN to claim your new customer special of a free pick in your deposit offer. And remember, you must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned to play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit ncpgambling.org. I'm telling y'all this today. Your weekends and your life will be changed with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. Play today.
Call your shot this week if you think this team's a Super Bowl caliber team, because we're going to ask next week, so you can change your mind if something changes. But that's next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
The comments were so mean, but they also were kind of funny.
Wait, I didn't see the comments.
They said popcorn back in middle school must have been tough.
Please don't pick me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. After every single green and gold game,
you can say it doesn't matter, but that's not being fair.
There's only one place to go for instant reaction.
Once, since they won the Super Bowl in 2010, one season, have they done better than 10th in points given up.
And to give yours on the Boda Box Wine Line. Tune into Green Bay Game Night with Homer after every green and gold game. Right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. If you're hosting a football party or heading to Green Bay or Madison for the game and a tailgate, we'll help you with your beverage game plan. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Whether you need an ice cold keg, a bottle of your favorite wine, a unique craft brew, or hard to find liquor, we have everything you need, all at the lowest prices in town. Come see us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow in Maine in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
We'll get you all set up with your favorite beverages for your football party and save you a lot of money. Open daily 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 2. Family owned and operated since 1960. See all of our weekly specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Marquette High junior running back Tommy Devontae. In last Friday night's game against Germantown, the Hilltoppers were trailing late in the second quarter. When Devontae started to turn things around, it ended up being a 30-0 run for the Hilltoppers to end the game. 3 touchdowns later for Devontae, and it's a 36-10 Hilltoppers win. The star running back for the defending champions has 10 touchdowns already on the season, which is a statewide lead. It's not just the gridiron, though, that you see the junior starting to get his stride. Devontae is also on the varsity basketball team for the Hilltoppers. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Tommy Devontae from Marquette University High School.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday's Save On, 6-count Mega Roll Angel Soft Bath Tissue, $6.99. 3 to 6-count or 14-ounce selected varieties Häagen-Dazs Ice Cream or Bars, $3.99. 8-count selected varieties Jimmy Dean Breakfast Sandwiches, $9.99. 13 to 15-ounce selected varieties Land O'Lakes Spreadable Butter, $3.49.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, oh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
You need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against San Francisco November 24th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
I'm shopping at Century alone next time.
Enter by November 6th.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It is a Victory Monday, and it's brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza with delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, and my favorite, Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman here with you, KBN Nation, 800-990-3776. Alex Strofe run the show. Yes, Kyle Wallace looking at me with something to say.
Victory Mondays feel good, don't they? I mean, where is no better
this man right here,
completely on
good?
Brand.
No, it just doesn't Monday feel. I woke up, got up, you know.
The Packers was I hate Monday.
Yeah.
Victory Monday.
Stroke, mark this for the next time the Packers lose. We're going to have to replay this and remind you the roller coaster ride of the Packers season is really a ride with you, Kyle Wallace.
I said Victory Monday feels good. Like a day after a Packers victory. Don't y'all feel good today? Don't you just feel like bright and happy?
I'll speak for myself. I feel freaking great. I'm right there with you, Kyle.
The grass grass a little greener.
Yeah, the sun was
brighter.
feeling a little bit better. The coffee tasted really good this morning.
Birds chirping. I'm singing with the birds. Like, I feel good.
Brad sure wasn't singing with the birds.
Well, they probably no. We ain't tweeting with you.
We packed it down with our shoes. Chirp, chirp, chirp.
I think that the birds were flocking away. They're going south already.
Everyone flocks away with you singing. Let's just say that. On Twitter at KBN ESPN, we have the poll we will be doing every Monday to track these results. Now, it's only week 2, but are the Packers a Super Bowl caliber team? Yes or no? Very simple. 800-990-3776, Mr. Happy Victory Monday.
It's easy to me. Yeah, the Packers are a Super Bowl caliber team. You saw the Green Bay Packers win a football game without their starting quarterback, and they did it in a different way yesterday. They did it with defense, which we questioned going into this season. The defense is not solved yet, right? We still have to see them have more tests and pass those tests. But offensively, what you saw from a football team, the running back Josh Jacobs carried the ball over 30 times yesterday. The Indianapolis Colts knew exactly what you were going to do. They knew you were going to try to run the football down your throats, and your offensive line was still able to pave ways for Josh Jacobs, for whoever got the ball, whether it was a Bo Melton or whether it was a Jaden Reed who got the ball, or whether it was a Marshawn Lloyd or a whoever got the ball yesterday. And so for me, based off the performance I saw yesterday, the Green Bay Packers are a Super Bowl caliber team. And I will also back that up. And when you look at the standings in the NFL, the Cowboys are a team that we thought would be a playoff team. Got smacked yesterday, right? We know that the Seattle Seahawks probably ain't going to be there at the end, right? The Rams we thought would be good. The 49ers we thought would be good. The 49ers, 1-1. The Lions barely are 1-1, right? And so based off what we've seen so far through 2 games, there seems to be not one team that is standing out that is purely a cut above all the rest of the teams in the NFC. And with that information...
Saints?
TBD, bro.
I'm just saying you're
TBD.
literally using
you can't
cherry. Yeah, you're using the same argument.
TBD.
You're such a cherry picker.
No, I'm not a cherry picker. I just got to see it, right?
And so all these teams are 1-1.
No,
but the team that I said that's 2-0 and that's been the best team thus far.
Let me finish real quick. I'm basing this off the teams that we expected to be good this season.
Goalpost mover.
Now, no, it's not a goalpost move. Now, if we got to get to week 10 and the Saints are 8-2, then okay, well, the Saints is marching on. But right now, I'm not going to give the Saints too much credit yet, even though they look good. They look real good. It's early. But based off what we expected this year, the Green Bay Packers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Saints you want to put in as well, the Detroit Lions, the 49ers, the Cowboys, it seems to me that we are all, and the Eagles, we are all in the same hemisphere. So with that, if nobody's a cut above us, we are a Super Bowl contender in the NFC.
Kyle, you said it. Exactly an argument for the other direction of saying that
let him speak,
because when you talked about the Saints and we said, hey, through 2 games this looks like a Super Bowl quality team, Super Bowl type level good, which by definition is a small group of teams. You say, whoa, hold on, we got to wait until they're like 8-2 or 10 games in. You can't have all those teams listed as Super Bowl quality good. Like by definition, there should be only like 3 teams, right? 3 or 4 teams in the whole NFC that fall under that definition that are that much better than everybody else that they are indeed Super Bowl caliber.
Asking you, Brad, right now, because he used a lot of teams that I didn't even care about. The Green Bay Packers, with what you know about them through 2 weeks, are they a Super Bowl caliber team?
As of today, no, they're not. They're not.
Brad.
There's too many question marks, Kyle. There's too many question marks. We just had a great win that you felt you kind of stole a victory, right? With Malik Willis, you played the Indianapolis Colts, you got your first game of the season. That's all great. And I'm glad to see that the defense stepped up, the running game stepped up, special teams stepped up. But there's still a lot of question marks we have for this team to be Super Bowl good. Super Bowl good is looking elite. Super Bowl good is even looking at the Philadelphia game and remembering all the challenges they went through, be it on offense and defense. So to say that this team is Super Bowl good after what we've seen, just forget the other teams, Kyle. Just looking at the Green Bay Packers, you can't honestly say that they are today. They might be, and they might continue to grow.
They went toe-to-toe with an Eagles football team that's probably going to be very, very good.
So then the Eagles are better than them, and they're Super Bowl good.
No, we're right there in the same class as the Eagles.
Stop. I want you to talk about the Packers. I don't care about any other teams.
Okay, yes, but based off what we saw, the way the Packers were able to win yesterday, the way the Packers were able to compete in Brazil against the Eagles, they showed me everything that I need to know.
Right now, so the Packers are 42% yes Super Bowl caliber to 58 no, and add me to the no for the same reasons as Brad's saying. Through 2 weeks, you lost week 1 in ways that you probably could have got that game. I would say if Narveson was perfect and didn't miss that 45-yard field goal, if Josh Jacobs doesn't fumble, I'm closer to like moving towards yes. I'm still not a yes, but it's for the trend of doing this every week, of figuring out where the pulse of the Green Bay Packers fans are of this team being Super Bowl caliber.
And that's why it's so fascinating to see how this will change over time, even how my answer will change over time. Because in order for me to say yes, it's a high standard to be Super Bowl good. They have to be unquestionably one of the best teams in the NFL. Unquestionably. I'm not there yet. I'm not
and it'd be hard to be.
It's like that right now.
That's fine. We're not talking about those teams. We're talking about the Packers.
They're all in the muck. Then they're all in the muck together. That no one is separated. Nobody quite knows.
If you're all in the muck, I want to be the top of the muck. All right.
We don't know that we're the top of the muck.
I do. Based off what I saw yesterday, the way the Packers won that football game in week 1, I know the Green Bay Packers are the top of the muck. We understand that if Jordan Love played in that football game yesterday,
Stroh's face is so good right now.
Just listen to me now.
Top of the muck?
Hey, that's what Brad said. So
I said we're in the muck. You said top of the muck.
We're in the muck. But if Jordan Love plays in that football game yesterday, we come out, the Green Bay Packers probably win that football game 31-16 or something like that. And then we come out saying, woo, this Packers football team looked good. We were able to still win without our starting quarterback. The Packers are good.
No one said they weren't good.
Watson had
Super Bowl good.
Christian Watson didn't have any type of attention on him yesterday.
JB in the V chimes in 800-990-3776. Kyle is insufferable on Mondays. Please give him every Monday off until the football season over.
Oh, he must not be a Packer fan.
No, he is.
Do we remember
He's talking to you?
Remember how the 49ers started the season last year? They cooked the Steelers
and the Cowboys.
And the Cowboys. Like this. I mean, just got them. Now, you look at that.
You like some booty cheek slapping.
You say, okay.
Have the Packers been booty cheek slapping every week?
That's unquestionably top game. The Packers aren't
They're
there
not there
yet.
yet.
They can be. And we're rooting for them to be.
And guess what? We will ask the same question
that you're going against, as in the other. We
are going to ask the same question next week, and there's going to be more data points
We'll
every
more
week
data
we go
points.
to see where the poll goes and to where your mind goes.
The NFL better hope that the Packers can't stay afloat while Jordan Love is out.
I think
because
I
it's
immediately
curtains.
regret coming up with the idea to ask this question every Monday.
It is curtains for the rest of the league when Jordan Love.
We'll be back in 2 minutes on this Victory Monday. Rob Domofsky joined Jen, Gabe, and Chewy with some interesting information about Jordan Love. We're going to hit that next in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
$1 million. That's big. Really big. This September, Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is handing out a cool million, and you've got a shot at winning your share. The big $1 million giveaway is here. Just play with your rewards card and you're entered to win. Couldn't be easier and couldn't be bigger. No wonder it's called the Big One. For more details, visit paysbig.com/big one. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Looking for a better used car interest rate? At Ewald, we make it easy to save thousands during the used car rate reduction event. Get rates as low as 4.9% on Ewald Automotive Group's best used cars. 4.9% on over 600 vehicles at 10 locations. Increase your purchase power with a better used car from the name Milwaukee has trusted for 60 years. Don't wait. Get a better rate. Available to very well qualified customers. Up to $20,000 financed for up to 48 months. See dealer for details. Offer expires month end.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Road, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
For love of the game.
There's nothing like being selected to the Olympic team.
And love of their country.
Championship of that level, gold medal, means more.
Tune into Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Inside stories from Buck stars on the agony and triumph of competing to win it all at the Olympics. It's Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the Earth needs a good lawyer.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
It is a Victory Monday, and it's brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza with delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, and my favorite, Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. It's Ben Brust, alongside Packer backer till death Kyle Wallace and Super Bowl 50 runner-up Brad Nortman. Alex Strofe running the show, and you, KBN Nation, at 800-990-3776. You can see Where's Waldo Kyle Wallace on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Earlier this morning on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee from 7 to 9, Rob Domofsky, ESPN reporter, joined our pals in the morning and had this nugget about Jordan Love.
This is our pack. This is our...
Whoops, guys.
Sorry. That's just Brad being tone deaf.
That was an accident.
At
Sorry,
least
guys.
if you play the Brad, I got to at least hear,
It's growing on me, honestly. I get why KBN Nation is requesting it from DJ Strofe.
No, that was an accident, guys. Sorry. Here's Rob Domofsky on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
So I do think the defense, sort of getting back to your point about the front seven, Chewy, I think next week if Malik Willis does have to play again, and I'm not convinced that he's going to, from what I was told, Jordan Love was very close to playing and that was not a charade. But if Malik Willis has to play again, and you're right, I mean, I can't imagine that they would be able to put up that kind of rushing numbers a second week in a row.
Not a charade, according to Rob Domofsky of ESPN. And that was the conversation as the status of Jordan Love changed throughout the week, right? I mean, I would say from Friday, thinking the season was over, to hearing MCL sprain, which could be anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks, to another report saying they weren't looking to sign a free agent quarterback because it might look like 1 to 2 weeks, to then day-to-day, to then questionable. And I just think I want to know if the performance this week changes your mind on like the period of time you're willing to give Love time to heal, right? Like, did last week give you faith that they can beat Tennessee on the road with Malik Willis? And if so, is that worth another week of rest for Jordan Love? 800-990-3776.
Boy, I gave my flowers to Matt LaFleur for an amazing game plan and Malik Willis for executing that. But you got to get Jordan Love back, and you got to play. Look, if he's 80%, I will still contend this. I said this last week. If there's no major risk for more structural damage, which doesn't look like that's the case, you can wear brace, you can do things to protect, and he's 80%, you got to play the man. I mean, 80? Play the man. Listen, the Packers will
Brad,
have a
you were a
hard time.
punter. You weren't as important as the quarterback.
I worked through some nicks and bruises and strains.
I'm not saying you didn't.
But and here's the reason why, though. Listen, I said last week, if the Packers are going to steal a victory with Malik Willis starting for them, it's going to be the first week he plays. You have to rely on a little bit of expect the unexpected, misdirection, doing things that you can't necessarily game plan for because you can't game for. You don't really know what the Packers are going to come out and do. But boy, oh boy, the Tennessee Titans are a much better defense than the Indianapolis Colts. They know Malik Willis. Everything is on film now. You could even see it in the game yesterday. There was a shift in the game plan. The offense wasn't as successful in the first half or in the second half that it was the first half. I just think that every win matters so much in the NFL. And if Jordan Love is this close to playing, that he was actually in the realm of possibilities, might have been able to go yesterday, then you got to play him on Sunday because they're going to have a really hard time replicating this and running the ball 40 plus times against the Tennessee Titans and actually getting a win. So the sooner you can get Jordan Love back, the better, because every win matters. I don't care if you say how early in the season it is, you're going to wish that you won more games in December and January and not having to play catch up and maybe even having a home playoff game at Lambeau. So if he is close to being ready, you put him in and play him. Even that, and I'll say this, Matt LaFleur, show me that you can draw up a game plan that revolves not a lot of mobility from your quarterback. If that's the issue, have him stay in the pocket. Have it be quick passes.
Here's the thing. He didn't even have a rush attempt in week 1. Now, maybe that had to do with his ability to trust the field in Brazil, but Jordan Love wasn't looking to run in week 1. So if you can get this offensive line to play at an elite level, knowing that their job is, hey, that is a $220 million investment, and we have to, you talked about it, right? For this week specifically with Malik Willis, everybody needed to step up. Wide receivers, defense, special teams, you name it, coaches, locker room attendant, person who hands out the towels in the shower. Everyone had to be better, and they were. It would be to the next degree that they need to be better to protect Jordan Love, and that's where I start questioning my trust of rushing him back, because we can go back and look at our polls that we put out of what the Packers' record would be with Malik Willis. A lot of people only thought winning one game. Well, he's already got that one game, and if it's only going to be 2 weeks without Love, I think if we said, would you trade 1-1 for 2 weeks of Jordan Love being out, a lot of people would take it. I'm not saying you're supposed to, but you got to protect your investment because it is a 17-game season, not 16. There's a little bit more gray area, and as Kyle pointed out, annoying me with his naming teams that are stuck in the muck in the NFC, it's not like anybody's... Not like you have a million teams that started 2-0. That's competition outside the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, for real. And I call
you specifically as
bull crap on this report. I love Rob DeMoski, but whoever told him that, listen, that man wasn't close to playing. I don't believe it, not one bit. The Green Bay Packers knew the very moment that he got off that plane from Brazil and he got that MRI, they knew for a fact they were not going to allow him to play a football game. And they shouldn't allow him to play again until he is healthy. Because, Brad, the most important thing about this Green Bay Packers football team this season is the health of Jordan Love. I will be more than happy to sacrifice next week, as Ben was kind of alluding to, sacrifice us being at full strength and not having Jordan Love next week to have a more healthy Jordan Love moving forward with the season. I'm happy that he's getting closer to playing. But until he does not feel really, really good and really, really confident in that knee, I don't need him on that football field. And I believe based off what we saw from Malik Willis, he perfected the game plan perfectly. He was a perfect quarterback for what we needed on Sunday yesterday. And so for me, overall, I don't need Jordan Love to play. I'm not concerned about what they're saying. All I know is Jordan Love should just rest up, and once Jordan Love doesn't feel any type of pain in that knee where he's concerned about that knee, then we consider playing him. But other than that, I really believe that Malik Willis can replicate what he did. He checked all the boxes.
Now let me ask you this, because replicating may not be enough, because Eric chimes in and he's providing more context to the what would it be like for Malik Willis against the Tennessee Titans team. Titans have the number 2 defense in yards allowed and 24th in points allowed. So it's a better defense than Indy, and that's the thing, as Brad said. And I think I alluded to this.
On film.
I alluded to this last week. You always have an advantage the first week of a backup, and then, as you mentioned, they get film. What more can you add to trust Malik Willis to do against a better defense?
The only argument I'll accept, like I'm the one that gets to judge the arguments here, but the only argument that I think makes sense to me is if you say, the word you use, sacrifice. I'm willing to sacrifice a game to let Love come back fully healthy. Basically, if you're saying, you know what, Malik Willis, he got us 1 win. So we're walking around with 1 win in our pocket. If that guarantees a loss this upcoming week, which I think would be kind of the level of expectation.
I'd say 50-50. It'd be the same thing. It'd be a coin flip.
And it would be more than a coin flip with Jordan Love, tilted in the Packers' direction.
Of course.
So you'd have to go into it saying, I am very okay with a 1-1 experience with Malik Willis and just let Love come further back. That's the only argument that I think makes sense to me, because you don't go into the game thinking he's our best chance to win.
This is what y'all have to understand. Malik Willis is not a great NFL quarterback, right? What he showed.
We understand that.
No, but what he showed us yesterday is the fact that he is okay. He's an average NFL quarterback, and in this football game against the Tennessee Titans, guess what? On the other side of that football field, Will Levis is a okay quarterback. He's an okay football player. And so with that gives our defense, if they can step up the way they did against the Colts yesterday, against, I think, a guy who has a higher ceiling, Anthony Richardson, you can find yourself in a dogfight when it comes down to the end in the fourth quarter. That's the opportunity that you have. That's why it's not essential that you have Jordan Love. Malik Willis can do exactly what he did last week. It's gonna look different. But if the Packers can keep it low, keep it close, keep it under 23 points, the Packers can win that football game.
Well, the thing to your point here,
offense the Titans have, I think the Packers defense can do that.
You brought up the Will Levis point. There are 2 sides of the football, and there is special teams. It's also the Narvdog revenge game, for the record. Will Levis has each week has had, like, I blinked twice and I was like, did that actually happen?
Yeah,
because week 1, it was throwing it to the Chicago Bears. And then week 2, he had another one where
he threw it backwards, I think.
Yes. He rolled the ball on the ground. He literally he took the football, and as he was falling, he rolled it like he was trying to get a strike in bowling. It was that bad. And so what do we know about this defense thus far? They're what?
They force turnovers.
Opportunistic. And so if they can go out with Malik Willis and know that it's going to be a dogfight and have faith that the special teams and defense can continue to rise to the occasion while giving Jordan Love more time to heal, it is definitely something that Matt LaFleur has to consider. Alex Strofe.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur meeting with the media right now, guys, according to our buddy, the aforementioned Rob Domofsky. LaFleur said ideally if Love was to play this week at Tennessee, the QB would practice at least a little, since it will have been 2 weeks without doing anything on the field since the injury. That is the ideal situation, but it is not a prerequisite, according to the head coach.
More gray area.
Indeed.
Gotta love it.
I honestly kind of love it.
I do too. I mean, look, at this point, maybe it was a good strategy last week to keep it gray, because now this week it feels even closer to him playing, but it's also gray.
Right, and it makes me happy. Because,
long game.
And I know Kyle will relate to this, because Kyle and I are the 2 biggest fans of the Packers on the show. We were also the 2 biggest fans of trash reality television on the show.
Big fan.
Bro, the NFL dramatics
add
and
me
fireworks.
into the trash reality television.
What's your favorite show recently?
Love Island USA, are you kidding?
Oh, okay. I've never been a Love Island guy. Too many episodes to watch.
I don't have the package to watch it.
But anyway, the NFL knows dramatics unlike anybody else. I mean, it is right up there with The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. It's so good.
I know, that's why I love this league.
Right there with you, bro.
As they say, this league. Look, it's Victory Monday, and we would be doing a disservice to everyone if we didn't tell them to call KB la la la, KB la la la.
KB la la la.
That's what you got to tell Gina Della from Pella, because she will provide a victory for your home. 855-PELLA-WI, PellaWI.com, and I have Gina scheduled with her team, Joe Franco, Alex Della, to come over to my house.
Cool.
You can cool it all you want. It's going to be super cool when they come in and look at what I have, and then we can create a plan to help execute beautiful windows in my home that will help make it nice and cozy and warm for my baby daughter, who this will be her first real winter. She was born late in January, obviously, always wrapped up, but she's a person now. I want her to be warm and cozy. And how is she going to do that? She's going to have better windows in her house.
And we've seen it with our own two eyes at the showroom. You got to go check out the showroom. There's so much when it comes to patio doors for windows. Pella can match any style, any color. Everything is custom made for your exact house. You're going to increase the value of your home. Gotta love that in today's economy. Also lowering your energy bills. Winter is on its way. Don't let this warm weather fool you. Pella Windows and Doors is the place to go to make sure you get quality craftsmanship and innovative design. By September 30th, get it windows as low as $18 a month. And patio doors for as low as $81 a month. Visit PellaWI.com today or call them. Tell them KBN sent you.
Josh Myers pukes on the football. Brad Nortman did something also weird in his football days. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Do you wash your shins in the shower? We shower from hair to kneecap. The rest can drip down our legs to our feet.
It doesn't work that way.
No, it does work that way.
What does the poll say?
34% don't wash their shins.
That is shockingly low. KBN Nation, you're better than that.
Yeah, it sounds like we have a lot of disgusting human beings on this planet.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
On 41, we've got backups basically from Appleton Avenue all the way down to Capitol Drive. More delays on southbound 43 between Silver Spring and Capitol. Westbound 94, a bit backed up from about 16th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound, so far so good. And westbound 894 slowing out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to about Loomis. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight mostly clear, a low of 63. Tomorrow mostly sunny, warm with a high of 81 at the lake, 87 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light.
I think I'm going to have to bring Romeo Dobbs into the Tausch stand category and start promoting and pushing him more.
Wilde and Tausch.
I feel like he is just so criminally. Like, he's an afterthought for too many Packer fans, and I think he's going to have a bust-out year.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
I'm really looking forward to this.
Me too.
She absolutely nailed it.
Are you talking about Jenny Sambeline? Yeah, Jenny and her pendant, the music in a mother's heart. Hi, Rick. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Monica. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Jenny, we're going to produce your pendant design as a limited edition collector's item and put a few of them in all of our 8 Kessler stores.
Congratulations, Jenny. Wow, this is huge. Jenny, we expect the music in a mother's heart to sell out very quickly.
We'll also make a few available online.
I designed that pendant from the memory of how my mother made me feel when we'd sing together.
How often did that happen?
Constantly. We'd sing along with whatever was playing on the radio, or sometimes we would watch a musical on TV and sing along with that.
At just $124, the music in a mother's heart is going to sell out lightning fast.
I'm buying one.
I'm buying one. I bought the prototype the moment I saw it.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Time is running out on the Brewers regular season. Hurry up and catch the crew battle the Diamondbacks September 20th through the 22nd for College Night and a Brewers Puppy Vest giveaway on the 21st. Get your seats now at brewers.com/tickets.
Wake up! It's time to find your sleep oasis at IKEA. Without a great night's sleep, you can't be your best every day. IKEA has everything you need to create your perfect sleep solution. From stylish beds and mattresses to essential storage, IKEA will quickly have you in a deep sense of relaxation. Get organized with IKEA's bins, baskets, and under-bed storage for a clutter-free room. Finish off your oasis with dressers, wardrobes, and nightstands. Discover your bedroom inspiration and solutions at IKEA Oak Creek today or IKEA.com/US.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Wallace. Right now at Universal Windows Direct, get 0% financing for 60 months, restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com to schedule your free in-home estimate.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Until justice stands for all, our lawyers will never rest. More at earthjustice.org/neverrest. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Ben Brust alongside Where's Waldo, Kyle Wallace. Dancing his butt off.
He's got some rhythm.
Quit
I'm not
walking,
going to lie.
Hey.
Just because you have zero rhythm doesn't mean he has a lot of rhythm.
I
You just
like
may
hanging
have a
around
little.
people with no rhythm. It makes me feel like I do.
It's true.
That's what
I
I'm
have no
saying.
rhythm, too.
It's like us, me and Alex Stroh feeling like we can sing just because our voices are next to yours in a song.
That means you got at least a little bit of something.
Just a little bit.
More than I can say.
Not a lot of it. 800-990-3776. Brad Nortman, you spent a lot of time in the NFL. What was your first thought when you saw and heard that Matt LaFleur in his press conference talked about how Malik Willis didn't throw the ball on third down because Josh Myers puked on the football before he snapped it?
Well, it just reminded me that football dudes are football dudes. That is my only takeaway. Like,
do you consider yourself a football dude?
Hell yeah, I'm a football dude.
That response right there.
Look at the shirt. Legends community.
Right
I
here.
don't know what it
What
means.
a shirt to wear today. Legends community. They only give this to guys that have actually played in the NFL, boys. Think about that. And I think you have to have a minimum number of years, too.
Oh,
be
wow.
In the Legends community. So it reminded me that these dudes, I mean, for reality, though, like, these dudes are just built different and, like, built different from us punters, too. I'll give you that much. One of the things that it reminded me of was when I played for Carolina, Mike Tolbert, awesome guy. Fullback / running back for the Carolina Panthers.
Gonna say he's like a 3rd and 1, like getting the ball.
Yeah, he was a bowling ball. He was a
touchdown
bowling
vulture.
Yeah. He was a bowling ball. But amazing dude. If it wasn't for so many other captains on our team, he was a guy that would be like classic captain type material. Friends with everybody, gamer. He would go around and he would take a water bottle, like an empty water bottle, and he would like tape
a
it up.
squirt bottle?
Like a 16.9 ounce.
The green Gatorade ones.
No, like a plastic one that you'd buy at like wherever.
Oh, yeah.
No free ads, but like a whatever. Like an
ice mountain.
A plastic
ice mountain.
Yeah, plastic water bottle.
Yeah. So anyway, he would take about 30 smelling salts and he would jam them in there. He'd shake it up a little bit, and he'd go around and walk around the locker room. And his guys are sitting in their seats, and they're sort of like getting ready for game day. This is like a half hour before the game. He would go up and he would squeeze the water bottle right in front of their face, and like that shot of smelling salts just wakes you up and gets you going. And some guys would ask for it. Other guys wouldn't ask for it. A couple times he went up to me and he squeezed it in front of my face, and I was like, and it woke me up, and I was ready for it. He said he called it his booger sugar. He said, "Who wants some of this booger sugar?"
Oh, that's a good booger
and
sugar.
then some guys would like line up for like their shot of it through their face. But I was
shooting booger sugars at him.
Booger sugar.
Line up.
I never asked for my dosage of booger sugar, but I would get it from time to time. And let me say, when I did that, I finally understood why that would be something to wake up a guy from like a concussion, or guys would go out there for the kickoff and they'd smell and throw it.
I've never had a smelling. Have you guys had a smelling salt?
No, I don't recall.
Strofe, when have you had a smelling salt?
It, but not for real.
Several times. I just feel like they were like a popular pre-party thing. If you're going out to the bars late,
pre-party, dog, you are so weird. So many weird stories.
I never purchased them, but yeah, if you're going out late, like if you have like when I was in college, I feel like they made appearances a lot.
I guess like back in the day, we would do energy beers. We would just put
energy beer?
We would just put like that energy powder into a beer.
Ew.
Yeah, energy beers, baby.
God.
The hockey guys and myself.
Hold on a minute. Don't like energy powders? Aren't those like flavors of like acai berry?
Yeah, why would you do that with like?
We would do energy beers.
Why would you do that with like vodka or tequila or something?
I don't know. It was a thing.
Lot more sense.
It was just our thing. Energy beers.
Oh my goodness!
And you say I have weird stories, Kyle.
What's weirder? Strofe doing smelling salts or energy beers?
That's odd, but the fact that Strofe was at parties and they had these salts, and instead of like just like I don't know, let's get ourselves lit up here. Hey, give me the salt. Give me some of that. Get me jacked up and ready to go.
And I think like high school soccer too, those made appearances.
Yeah, usually in college they have different things to get them going.
You guys know I played soccer?
I didn't.
You played soccer in high school?
This is wild.
Basketball
This is wild.
I played basketball my freshman, sophomore, junior
We've heard
years.
about your 3/4 court.
Yeah, that
shot
was my final JV game. Yeah. But soccer, I played my senior year. So Denmark is where I went to high school, which is south of Green Bay. And they had the worst soccer team in the state the year prior. They had allowed the most goals, and it was the year 6 of their program. They had never won a game.
In 6 years?
Yeah, I lost a bet, and I was like, sure, I'll go out. I ended up being a starting defender.
Oh,
we were that bad.
You guys must have been ass.
Terrible.
I learned the technique.
Terrible.
I suffered a concussion one game in soccer, might I add. Multiple headers, and I like blacked out. I don't remember this, but my mom was at the game, and she said, yeah, you were running around the field really awkwardly yelling, I think I have a concussion. And I was like, I don't remember.
That's so on brand.
I don't remember that.
So good.
I like came to in the athletic trainer
Your
room.
little string bean body out there in the soccer field.
I think I have a concussion.
Sub!
Dog, the coach had to just be like, this team is a whole bunch of goofballs.
Had you ever played
like the
soccer
Big Green.
before going out for the team?
Not since I was like 5.
And you started?
And I was a starter. Yeah, we the only game we won that year was against a co-ed team.
It's like
oh my gosh!
It's like the football team that my high school football team won. I didn't play football, but we won 2 games, and they were only when the field turned to mud. We could only beat the teams that couldn't do the Malik Willis style game, ground and pound the mud.
And it was just literally in the muck. It slowed everybody down.
You couldn't move.
And you know where the Green Bay Packers are? At the top of the muck.
God dang right. Muck banging everybody.
Dennis wants to know, Brad, what's the hardest hit you've ever taken on the field?
The hardest what?
Hit.
College or pros?
Doesn't matter.
In college, we played Arizona State. And we were playing them at Camp Randall, so this was in Wisconsin.
Oh, no.
And it's actually funny. This was the first year of doing like the spread punt. So I was a sophomore. And actually in my personal protecting shield, there's 3 guys, 3 linemen. One of them was J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt was on the punt team my sophomore year. This is before I really took off as a DN. So I punted. Blast of a punt, of course. But that, of course, means that it's going to get returned. So the guy starts returning it. He kind of like goes to my right, starts working his way back up the middle. And I go from like a kind of casual jog, like the little pro, just gallop sort of thing that I'm doing.
Oh crap, he might house this?
Oh crap. And then it getting to me and sort of the last line of defenders. Amongst that last line of defenders was me and JJ Watt. So I'm like kind of getting in the mix or whatever. And then before I know it, bam, on the ground. Some guy came in, some ASU player came and just blindsided
Flag?
me. Blindsided me. No flag. The worst part
was it
of
a legal hit? Was it a legal hit?
I was, yeah, it would be considered an illegal hit nowadays. It was tougher back then, The worst part about it was the hit was so derailing to me that it actually hit.
You started running around like Strofe on the soccer field?
It hit JJ too and prevented him from making the tackle. So I believe there was a flag and it was called back, so it wasn't anything. But I got decleated so bad that it like got in the way and actually hit JJ Watt as well. And I woke out from that one and I was like, I probably had a concussion.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, it was one of those like, it's a classic like bell rung, you're a little lightheaded. What the heck just happened? Yeah. I've never had a documented concussion, but that one was pretty interesting.
They didn't document concussions when you played football.
Yeah, that's true. We were tougher.
Yeah, he was wearing leather helmets out there.
Yeah.
He's ancient.
Yeah, and Jason Bildy, 3:45 today.
That is correct. Going forward on Mondays with Matt LaFleur speaking.
Speaking of the Wisconsin Badgers, yuck. Just yuck. I have a solution. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
These hands are not made for fixing anything in the house. I'll make a phone call, and I'm cheap, but I ain't that cheap. I got my guys. Got my handyman. Shout out to Chris. Under the table.
Just like that. Dude's getting audited now.
Yeah.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Westbound 94 backed up from about 16th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound just starting to get a little bit heavier as you're making your way towards Hawley Road. Southbound on 41 is going to be slow from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Southbound 43 from Hampton down to Capitol is going to be a slow spot there. And then again, backing up through the Marquette and over the High-Rise Bridge. Traffic is brought to you by Great Lakes Dragaway, a quarter-mile-long drag strip plus a drift pad. Even drive your own car on the track. Find full event schedules and ticket information at GreatLakesDragaway.com. And check out the TMJ Ford Storm Team forecast tonight. Mostly clear skies. A low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm. A high of 81 at the lake. 87 inland. Weather is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Balaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Gear up for October baseball. Brewers postseason tickets go on sale on September 20th. Clear your schedule, claim your spot, and be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at Brewers.com.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Your current car, soon to be your old car. A new car? Better start looking. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman, and I got to tell you about my experience at QC Kinetics. It is one of those things that you had to see to believe. Went in there, got my free consultation, had a little bit of back tightness, and they went through a robust diagnosis to figure out what was going on with me, and I could see exactly what QC Kinetics can offer me, what they can offer you. I mean, we're talking about regeneration of tissue, plasma, and platelets, and stem cells, and all these things put right back into your joints, into the areas that are giving you pain, to give you back your life again. It's really no wonder that they've had tens of thousands of patients that walk away completely satisfied. They're going to enhance your joints, improve your mobility, and get you back to doing what you want to do. So it doesn't matter where it is, your knees, your hips, your shoulders, your back. QC Kinetics is there to help you get your life back. Don't wait any longer. They're the future of medicine. I was able to experience it for myself. I want you to experience too. Call now for your absolutely free consultation. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Are you looking for a reliable ride? I've got you covered. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. I use AccuTrans Group for my private transportation needs during the college football season. AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. From corporate travel and weddings to group events, AccuTrans Group caters to every occasion. Booking is easy, safe, and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to get a quote or to book a reservation today for reliable and safe transportation.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, unfortunately, the best part about Badger Saturdays is the pre-party before the game. Whether it be Wisconsin College Game Day Tailgate, where you can listen to what was Alex Strofe and Brad Nortman.
That was a week ago.
2 weeks ago.
Jesse Nelson and Brad Nortman.
Forget which, Alex Strofe and Jesse Nelson are twins, so I forget which one I saw.
They are twins.
Whoa.
Twinsies.
Unnecessary shot by me. Personal foul, 15 yards. That's his first of the game for unnecessary roughness. His second one, he'll be thrown out of the show. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe here with you. We talked about Jesse Nelson. Like, he's just, I'm Jesse Nelson. Kyle, you're Jesse Nelson. Oh,
wow.
You're right.
That's interesting.
He is more Jesse Nelson.
I don't mean, Jesse always comes through for me, so I have no complaints.
That's great.
First for everything.
Yeah. Wait till you get to know him even further.
He's off today.
Hey, vacation.
Classic.
We all get vacation days.
He worked from 9 to 10 a.m. He produced building tests for 1 hour.
You're joking.
And then he went golfing with his mom.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. A Mother Sunday.
Isn't that wild?
I don't know why he came in, but Mother Sunday. I ain't mad at him.
Why didn't he just wait until
Why not just take the whole day off?
Yeah, that too.
Because he wanted to talk Packers.
I got a text this morning that said, "Hey, you need to get this in before 10 o'clock because Jesse's leaving." Then I was like, "All right, sounds good."
This is unbelievable. And if you guys think I beat the system, he beat the system better than anybody.
You're both really good at it.
He took vacation, I'm sure.
If anybody on this show is Jesse Nelson, it might be you.
Well,
y'all proposed on the same day?
I almost swore on that one, boys. Can we get to the Badgers, please, for real? Brad, I saw a tweet from a former player that said something along the lines of, there's a lot of frustration even from former players, and it's not even about Chris or, moving on or when they moved on and being 2 years into Fickle. It's the lack of identity. And I'm done saying the word identity because I have no faith that there is one, and there's not going to be one that develops. Before I try and take a deep breath and not go scorched earth, please tell me how you are feeling after Alabama came in here and just flat out took our lunch money.
Yeah, I'm feeling frustrated and lost. A little bit discouraged, more than a little bit, very discouraged by the Wisconsin Badgers. Last year on Wisconsin College Game Day post-game shows, particularly toward the end of the season, I used the line, it's like this team is wearing the Motion W and they're wearing red and they're playing on Camp Randall, but I don't recognize them. They have all the signs of being a Wisconsin Badger team, but they're not a Wisconsin Badger team that I recognize. It's like imposters out there. And I get it. I get that Coach Fickle needs time. And maybe year one when I said that, maybe that was too soon. But I expected there to be seeds of identity being implemented this year, and you're just not seeing that yet. And I think what's hard for Wisconsin Badger fans and alumni like me is that the former identity was so clear. It was so clear and it was so strong that even when you lost to games like Alabama, at least you would look and say, you know what? We just can't play with a team like that because our identity is to be physical and, do these things on offense, defense, win the line of scrimmage, run the football. And maybe our team just wasn't quite capable enough to do that this time around. They've shown that they have been able to do that against LSU, some of the years I was there. But it seems like this year there was such a recorrection, too far of a correction of going from the old Wisconsin way that maybe it felt like couldn't win in today's college football. But then the pendulum has swung to the other side to where you're wondering, well, what is this team's identity? What do they do well? We're trying to run a high-octane offense, air raid, but it doesn't look like it's effective. And it looks like we've gone so far from the traditional Wisconsin style and identity that you're just at a loss. And I think it allows for you to lose patience, because if this was maybe Leonard that was keeping the same strategy, you might have more patience because it's comfortable. You're used to it. This is all very uncomfortable because it doesn't even look like the Wisconsin Badgers, and they're struggling with it. There are other ways to go about it, but this just seems so far removed from the Wisconsin Badgers that we've known and loved for 3 decades.
Look, I know this is going to sound a little crazy, but I wholeheartedly believe it because I missed this man, and he was your coach. I would take Bielema in a heartbeat. I would take Brett Bielema in a heartbeat. I mean, and I'm dead serious. Not even from it's what I remember in the past, because it was so great. I know there's a long way to go for what he's doing at Illinois, but you know what they have? The Brett Bielema identity, right? Like they do. Like even watching them, they play a style of football that even Illinois fans who doesn't know what a football identity is, now at least has one when they're watching football games. I'm sitting on my couch on Saturday with my daughter, and I'm like, look away. I know you don't even know what's going on. I don't want you to witness what I'm watching because it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing as a Badger fan. I'm proud to be a Wisconsin Badger. There's nothing that gives me more pride than running into people that love the Badgers and love talking about it, but it's not fun when you all have to talk about. And I honestly was going in optimistic. I tried my best to put aside the, hey, first 2 weeks, they found a way to win, trying to buy into the Tausch conversation that we had of like, they're going to get better. They're going to get better. It's only 2 weeks in. But when you are 16-point underdogs and you don't even look like you belong on the same field, it's now to a point where like, I'm getting feels of the Anderson era, right? When you go from Bielema.
And that wasn't even that bad.
Yeah, they won 10 games.
I understand that. And so that's my point is like, you are able in today's college football world to create quicker identity and results based off the fact that guys don't have to sit out from the transfer portal, right? Does recruiting matter? Yes. Does in-house recruiting of your own team matter? Absolutely. But if you're bringing in a transfer portal class and you're trying to mold everything together, there's not time. Time doesn't wait for anybody in life and now in sports. And it may be unfair, but that is the expectation of what it is to be a head coach at what was a premier, consistent top 25 school. You said we were close to Nebraska of the last 10 years. I don't even think we're that, right? Like I'm scared that when we go against Purdue and Northwestern and Rutgers, that I'm going to be sweating every game. And you know what that means? My Saturdays are now free because I'm not putting all my energy into getting excited about a team that I'm lost, as you said, watching. I'm not looking forward to it anymore. It is the bright spot of my Saturdays was to sit down and to wear red, bleed the color that the team wears, and be in there. Like, I felt like I was in the game with them, right? There was something about the connection that I had with the team that I feel no connection to. Zero connection. Zero. I'm done with the marketing. I'm done with Squat Fest. I'm done with all that crap. It's about production and making me feel proud to be a Badger. I am not proud, and I don't feel it reflected within how the head coach even speaks, right? He's like, oh, that was an old-fashioned butt whooping. Yeah, no crap. You know whose job it is to make sure that doesn't happen on our field the way it was on Saturday? You and I'm running out of patience, and I shouldn't have to feel this way as a Badger football fan.
Putting that W on, right, for a lot of different people, that W on the helmet made you just feel as if the Wisconsin Badgers are going to go out there and they're going to play Badger football and they're going to compete. We may not be the fastest team. We may not be the strongest team, but gosh darn it, you knew that Wisconsin Badger football team was going to go out there and fight. Even talking about guys who were walk-ons like a Jimmy Leonard or a Jared Aberdare who went on to play in the NFL. We were scrappy and we were fighters. Now, I understand in the end with Paul Chryst, we weren't where we needed to be, right? But what we saw Saturday and leading up into Saturday, I knew this team was in trouble when the talk coming from the football coach was more about let's see how we measure up versus let's go ahead and shock the world. Let's hit them in their dang mouth. We could win this football game. The mentality that he had was just seeing how good we are versus seeing how we're going to win this football game. And that's the issue that I have is I understand it's very early in his tenure for Coach Fickell, but when I look at places like Arizona State and out of nowhere being very, very good, or TCU who ended up in sunny like second year making it to a college football playoff. They were able to turn around pretty quickly. Why is it that at Wisconsin, when we have the resources, right, and now we're supposed to have the recruiting to be able to do it, we don't have the results on the football field? We were given a promise that this football team was going to be able to throw the football around and put up points. I am yet to see a spectacular performance from this football team. And it ain't like they've done it against like bad football teams. We saw last week against South Dakota. They could barely really be impressive. I want to see 35-0 in the first quarter. Why can't we see that, right? That's the issue that I have, is when I watch this football team, I don't know what I'm watching. I don't have the same feel that I know that they're going to have this identity of running the football down somebody's throat. I can't get excited about something where I don't know what the product's going to have. I've been very underwhelmed watching the Wisconsin.
And if it's not running it down their throat, it better be something else. And that's all I've been asking for. It drives me nuts to be sitting here just feeling helpless. It's just a helpless feeling. And you know why I have a problem? You know why, people are going to be like, oh, it's year 2. Well, guess what? When the words we shouldn't be scared about saying we're going to compete for national championships comes out of the head coach's mouth, this is how I'm going to react. Let's go to John in Milwaukee quickly before Jason Wilde.
Hey, fellas, I hate to lay on the parade and throw salt in the wounds, but here's what I can't get past, okay? Think of him whatever you want. Deion Sanders has managed to create a culture and an identity in Colorado in 2 years. Luke Fickell has not managed to do that in the same period of time. And that, you guys are right. It's distressing as heck.
Appreciate the call. I mean, yes, Deion created an identity, but they're no bueno. But I guess at least they know what they're going to do. They're gonna throw with Shedeur, and Travis Hunter's a good talent. I mean, look, I'd be more excited watching that than what I'm watching from a heartless team.
At least they put up. They didn't put up points against Nebraska, but at least they look fun doing it.
Yeah, and Brad, I need you to tell us about Carbless, because at least I did see that people were drowning their sorrows in that.
Oh, as they should be. I went into the game just to catch a little bit of the game beforehand, and obviously it didn't go well, but it went well for the fans that got Carbless, because Carbless is inside Camp Randall. Two things that I love: Camp Randall Stadium and Carbless. You can experience both of them in Madison and anywhere around the great state of Wisconsin. I mean, with their reach now, I don't know where you're listening to this. It just might be in your area, and if you haven't tried it, now is the time. It's finally time to try, because you know what? It's a guilt-free drinking experience. When I am able to sit back, relax, have my ready-to-drink carbless cocktail, I know that inside that can, there's no carbs, no sugars, no gluten, less carbonation. I'm telling you, you got to experience the less carbonation for yourself, and to be able to truly understand how it increases the drinking experience and how it makes your body feel. Experience that less carbonation for yourself, and only 100 calories per can. I saw black raspberry all around Camp Randall. No surprise, this is one of the best flavors they have. But in addition to that, there's cranberry, there's black raspberry, there's lemon lime. The classic cocktails of margarita and Moscow Mule. The margarita 4-pack is still unbelievable right now, even as the fall enters. There's so many reasons to drink Carbless. If you haven't drank Carbless and discovered why less is more, now's the time to finally jump on the bandwagon with me. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you.
Jason Wilde joins us next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I said, baby, we got to do more sucking. And so I called the company. I said, listen, y'all put this thing in here. Y'all need to come on.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
I cannot imagine that there's any way that he missed the game because he's unhappy that the game was on turf. I think that's preposterous to me.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30.
I thought they looked great. I got to be honest, I think that's what I kind of expected from the Packers.
Presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Also sponsored by Construction Business Group and Island Resort and Casino.
Looking for that ultimate game day hangout during football season? Welcome to Magoo's on the Mound. Now open at 11 a.m. Tuesday through Sunday. With 13 TVs, you won't miss a moment of the action. Enjoy our free 100-square pool with amazing prizes and a complimentary halftime buffet. Plus, we've got great drink specials to keep you cheering. And don't forget, we offer shuttles to and from all Milwaukee baseball games. Magoo's on the Mound, where green and gold fans gather and where every game day is a win.
There's only one store that gives you every possible choice in diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
It's the last homestand of the Brewers regular season. Be here when the Crew take on the Mets, September 27th through the 29th. Get to the jam-packed series for Fan Appreciation Weekend. Get your seats at brewers.com/tickets.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. Hop in or hop online at uwcu.org to join.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. In arguably their biggest non-conference game in 3 decades, the Wisconsin Badgers laid an egg, getting ran out of Camp Randall by 4th-ranked Alabama 42-10. Here's Luke Fickell on what he told his players after the game.
You haven't had your ass whooped before, you just did, and it hurts. But in this game, that's going to happen, and it's a part of the game. It stinks. It doesn't mean you didn't work hard. It means you didn't get the job done. It's a good old-fashioned ass whooping at home, which hurts.
Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Offer on September 30th, so visit PellaWI.com today.
Cheer on your UW Whitewater Warhawks as they return home to face Mary Hardin Baylor this Saturday at Perkins Stadium. These perennial Division III football national powers kick off at 1 p.m. Be there for this huge non-conference matchup on Alumni Day in Whitewater. Get tickets now at uwwsports.com or the day of. Experience national championship level college football this Saturday when the Warhawks welcome in the Crusaders at 1 p.m. Warhawk football, powered by tradition.
Buying or selling a home is a big deal. Literally. It's one of the largest financial transactions you're likely to make. So work with someone who will work with your best interests in mind. Someone who agrees to operate with transparency, honesty, and fairness every step of the way. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and are bound by a strict code of ethics that requires they put your interests above their own. Because that's who we are. Make sure your agent is a Realtor.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. You know, I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. You know, basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
So tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the rhythm they cry for you. And every Saturday night that you ain't keep my tears.
Joining us now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is Jason Wilde. Listen to Jason every weekday 9 to noon across these very stations. Jason, how are you?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
Doing good. Hey, what was the most interesting thing you learned in media availability over the last 50 minutes or so?
Well, Matt LaFleur claiming that he hasn't talked to the medical staff intentionally, so he wouldn't have to answer questions. I'll say this. One of the things that I thought was interesting, and you know, we don't know what Jordan Morgan's status is going to be, but he had been rotating with Sean Ryan at right guard. They rotated Eric Stokes and Carrington Valentine. They're playing a ton of guys on their defensive line, and they're playing a ton of guys, obviously, in the offense. They're rotating different receivers in. Obviously, Josh Jacobs handled the lion's share of the reps at running back. But, you know, and I just said to Matt, I said, look, I know this isn't middle school basketball, which I have some experience with, by the way. I didn't say that part to him. But, like, is there value in the team to have all these guys getting involved? And he said, absolutely. And I think it's really interesting because they're a young team. They're the youngest in the league, even younger than they were last year. And I think that this keeps, I don't want to sound like the old man yelling at the cloud, but it keeps a younger generation of player engaged. Matt LaFleur said it himself, that there are guys that, you know, there's hope. Even if you're not starting, there's a chance you're going to contribute on game day, and that has a value. So that was, you know, it just kind of popped into my head while we were talking with him. But to me, the biggest thing, obviously, is two things. One, what is Love's status going to be? What's their approach going to be? He did say something that he had not said last week when he was saying that Love didn't have to practice in order to play. He did indicate that this week, if he's going to play, you'd like him to get in some reps, especially since it would be 2 weeks that he's been out. That's a long time. So that was interesting. And then the other part that I had asked him about, look, yesterday was star-spangled awesome. They deserve a ton of credit for a very effective game plan that was executed extremely well. Congratulations. Now everyone saw it, including the Tennessee Titans. So how are you going to now design another game plan in spite of everything that you just put on film and still be able to run the football and take the heat off of Malik Willis if he does indeed have to start in Tennessee? Those are all questions that they have to figure out the answers to.
Jason, they all count the same in the win-loss column, win, as far as yesterday. But does this win mean a little bit more for this team? How much they had to overcome, play together, and how much they needed like big steps from a lot of different position groups? Does this win mean more?
Yeah, not anymore, Brad, because we're past the 24-hour rule, right? You know that.
Of course.
Having played in the league, and I brought that up to Matt too. But the bottom line is, of course it did. Like, they overcame a ton of adversity, and quite frankly, they're a quarterback who, in my opinion, didn't get a fair shake in Tennessee, and now is potentially going to go back there to play. So I saved my question about whether his even-keeled nature is going to do him a lot of good, or if he's going to be able to keep that when he's playing against the former team that didn't exactly do him right during his time there. But absolutely it had more value. And I'll tell you this, I'm not willing to put him ahead of you. But among the storylines that were missed was Daniel Whelan booting the ball the way he did.
Sure did.
You know, the B-52 bomber was something else, but you even had to watch him and go, wow.
It was a wow game for him, and you're kind of waiting for that to happen, being now a second-year guy, and he really came into his own, hit some big kicks when it mattered. So as a former punter, I love seeing that from Daniel Whelan.
Jason, when you looked at the game yesterday, was it the Packers' defense that made Anthony Richardson look that way, or just the Colts' offense isn't as good as people thought they were going into the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a combination of both, right? But, you know, I didn't think Richardson made a ton of plays the previous week against Houston, which has a good defense. He made some that were obviously huge. But, you know, I was thinking about this today when I saw that the Panthers have benched Bryce Young. You know, I look at Malik Willis, I look at Jordan Love, I look at Aaron Rodgers. Now, some guys like Justin Herbert have hit the ground running and been successful almost right away. But Anthony Richardson, you know, he starts 4 games last year. He hurts his arm. He's out for the rest of the year. He has surgery. He just looks like a guy who doesn't quite know what he's doing yet. He's big, he's strong, he's got a cannon for an arm, but he doesn't sometimes know where to put it or how accurately to throw it. So I think it's going to be a process for him, and I think the Packers' defense was good, but he certainly contributed to that.
We'll see how this goes because it never fits the line of questioning that you like. Who, and you can only pick one with no explanation, has had a better impact the first 2 weeks of the free agents, Xavier McKinney or Josh Jacobs?
All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot for having me on. I know you're up against the top of the hour. So take care. Be good.
That's Jason Boldy on brand as always. Listen to him 9 to noon across these very stations. It is the true 414 hour at 4. No Beaver Dam, Jim, Matt, Molly, and Madison. We're back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
The Damn Sports Show, Beaver Dam.
All your money. Radio plays what they want you to hear. Tell me it's cool. I just don't believe.
Well, we now have an accident to deal with on eastbound 94, right about at 25th Street. The right lane is blocked, so that means we got backups all the way back to 84th Street. So give yourself tons of extra time if you do have to head through that area. Westbound's got its own delays from 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, too. Southbound 41, heavy from before Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. And then in pockets, once you get past the Zoo interchange, south of Greenfield, and then again right past Beloit Road. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy with patchy fog, a low of 62. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 80. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom sleeve From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Brian Balaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
No Jordan Love, seemingly no problem for the Pack as they rack up 261 yards rushing, including 151 alone from Josh Jacobs on 32 carries. While the ground game might be the story, Matt LaFleur was all smiles talking about Malik Willis stepping up.
I mean, this guy got here 3 weeks ago. There was a lot put on his plate, and for him to be able to go out there and do what he did today, I think that speaks volumes.
Expect the Packers, though, to give Jordan Love all week once again to see if he'll be able to play in Nashville against the Titans on Sunday.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We them boys.
It's the real 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
Kyle, watch the stream. I think it got me smacking my face with my headphones.
I kind of saw it and it messed up my...
I'm dying to see this.
Oh, yeah. It's going to... Oh! That thing snapped on my head.
Snapped back.
You remember when I sliced my finger open on the headphones a couple weeks ago?
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, you were bleeding. I remember
I was bleeding like everywhere back here a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's
Bro,
not
I
good.
just smacked my head on
Okay.
them.
Did we
I'm
sanitize
good. It
that
just was shocking.
place down?
I didn't bleed on the equipment.
Well, I don't know. I sit back there.
I bled on myself.
Well, I'm glad it was that versus the stuff I touched.
Kyle, this was weeks ago. You'd already know if
I would
something
be.
bad
Oh,
was
I'm just saying. You never know. Y'all a little dirty around here.
All right, dude. Whatever.
Yeah,
act like you're
Mr.
above
Perfect.
Act like you're
always.
above us, Mr. Manager.
I'm not Mr. Perfect. I just want
Act
to make
like
sure.
It's Victory Monday, brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza with delicious brands like Palermo's Connie's Urban Pie. Screamin' Sicilian Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. It is the 414 Hour at 4. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776. And a bit of news here as Tyler Van Dyke is out for the season for the Wisconsin Badgers following his knee injury, which was, I guess, like to put a little bit of I thought that's what was going to happen with Jordan Love, and it's what happened with Tyler Van Dyke.
I will say, what a turnaround with Jordan Love, because that Friday night, Saturday morning, I thought season was over. I thought season was over, over. Then you hear, okay, it's going to be a few weeks, 3 to 6. Still concerning, because I'm like, how are the Packers going to possibly maintain with a backup quarterback? Like, Malik Willis has been there for 2 weeks. And look at us today. They actually won. Like, think about this a week ago. Not only is Jordan Love going to be back in a week or two, they got their first win of the season with Malik Willis.
It is shocking considering Friday night last week. Kyle was.
I went mute. I literally, I'm telling you, the game was over.
Went mute.
I went to the bathroom. I peed.
You couldn't talk to your girlfriend.
I said, I'm going to bed. I went upstairs and laid down and just sat there. I just sat there in bed looking on social media.
Did you cry?
No, I didn't cry, but I told you I was devastated.
I'm
when
near
I said
tears.
Shock.
I woke up in the middle of the night to check social media. I couldn't go to bed because I felt like, what? I had anxiety. I had like a mini anxiety attack, but the Packers season was over. Jordan Love season was over. It was, boy, things changed in about a week and a half.
Sure
I went
do.
from down
So
in
who
the
is more
dumpster.
impressive to you? Let's take Matt LaFleur, Malik Willis out of this for a second, because there is an argument to be made for special teams. I don't know if Brad will take it, but who was most important and most effective on Sunday?
Between offense and defense?
Defense and special teams.
Between defense and special teams.
Well, he look at him smile. Special.
I wanted to see if special teams Brad could make an argument over the defense.
If Narvdog would have made that final kick, I would have said that would have been an unblemished special teams showing, right? Because Daniel Whalen, as Jason Wilde just said, 3 punts, all magnificent. All 3 inside the 20. One of them was an absolute moonball, bomb central, and the other 2 were sniper shots right there inside the 10. So Daniel Whalen was excellent. And if Brandon Narveson, would have hit all 4 field goals, I would have said special teams is perfect, which is exactly what you needed them to be in that win. So because of that, I can't go with special teams. You can't miss a kick, be 75%. And be given the quote-unquote game ball between the 2 of them. So I'll go with defense. I mean, the way this team is forcing turnovers, I know that they're not necessarily good passes that the opposing quarterbacks are throwing to them. One of them was an outstanding, where he kind of like got in the way of that slant. That was unbelievable.
Eric Wilson.
The other ones were a bit of just bad throws. But the thing is, all defenses face bad throws, right? Can you take advantage of them? Are you in the position to be opportunistic? Are you reading the defense enough to even be in the area to where the ball is going to land? And this defense, I mean, they did what they needed to do. And they, against an offense that scored 27 points against the Houston Texans. So the defense is not an area that we have been able to rely on as Green Bay Packer fans to say, okay, go out there and do your best to be able to win us a game. But they went out there and they did that. So give me the defense.
Absolutely. Give me the defense as well. This defense made plays when they needed them, right, Brad? You just talked about it. They had the opportunity. They stepped up. And that's what you want to see from a defense like the Green Bay Packers. And they limited big plays from the Colts. The first week we saw, with the Colts, you saw highlights of big-time plays. The Packers were able to limit that on defense. They basically dominated the Colts. I know Jonathan Taylor got some yards on the ground a little bit there, but they were able to dominate them and take advantage of opportunities when they had them presented upon them. So for me, overall, this defense is the takeaway of saying this is the foundation of what we think they can do. Again, they can do this against bad teams, and this is why they have a chance against Tennessee again in Tennessee next week. But really what this defense needs to figure out as the season goes along, can they build up their confidence? Can they build up a consistency? We've been talking about identity. By week 8, will they have an identity of who they are as a football team defensively? Because you have to be able to step up and make plays when you play against better quarterbacks. You played against a boo-boo quarterback coming up in Anthony Richardson. You're going to play against a trash quarterback again this week. Now you got to be able to see how do you fare against really good quarterbacks, because eventually you're going to play some really good quarterbacks, and that's when it really matters. But if you can take care of business the way they did this past weekend, you're in a good position to stack victories.
Yeah, I mean, the answer is definitely the defense. So to take it a step further, like what was most impressive from the defense from you on Sunday? 800-990-3776. Because I mean, there are levels to this, right? I think when you look at the amount of snaps that Quay Walker's played and you look at the linebacking core, I still think that is probably the weakness when I look at the inside of this defense. But I love the way that the rotation of defensive players has been going. Keep them fresh. Keep them going. Keep getting after it. And when you have Xavier McKinney and Jair Alexander playing at a high level, like, again, that was the ultimate goal. When we've talked about these Packers defenses over the last 4 years, obviously rush defense has been a thing, but it's been inconsistency on the back end. It's a good Jair game. It's a bad Jair game. You have more stability. You have guys making plays. And just like the fact that Xavier McKinney, and I know it's cherry picking to pick on stats for a second, 2 games in a row, the Packers had freaking 7 interceptions all last season. And one guy comes in.
Gonna give it to him, baby.
And he has 2 interceptions. And I just think, again, I'm so happy. Just so happy to actually see some production on the back end from a consistent manner.
Yeah, I'm not ready to call this defense elite or great even, but my opinion of them is changing. And when you have games where, like you said, Ben, 5 interceptions as a team in 2 games compared to 7 in 17 last year. That's ridiculous. That's a change in scheme. That's a change in mentality. That's a change in playing free. That's a change in playing with a little bit of risk, a little bit of go for it. When you are playing like tilted forward as a defense, right? Figuratively speaking, you are in positions to go make those plays, and those are game-changing plays. The Packers don't win if they don't get 3 interceptions. They just do not. Winning the turnover margin is one of the most critical stats for victory. And the Packers have been doing that, and they did that particularly yesterday. So my opinion of the defense, to where I look at them and say, gosh, I don't know. I think they're kind of an Achilles heel for the Packers. Can't rely on them. I needed to see them actually step up and win a game for the Packers. Now, the offense did their part in special teams too, but the defense, if I were to give them a little bit of like the pie chart of not of blame, but of like contribution, I think the defense is slightly more than both offense and special teams.
Yeah, for me, my biggest takeaway is the fact that this defense was able to basically impose their will upon the Indianapolis Colts and get off the field on third down. The Colts were 2 for 9 on third downs yesterday. What that does for your football team, that allows you to have quicker drives. Do y'all realize there was one time in the first half, the Colts had one play across the 50-yard line, and what happened on that play? Xavier McKinney came up with the interception. That's, to me, is what the Green Bay Packers can continue to build upon. Can you get off the field on third down? And we saw the week before is that the Eagles were able to keep plays alive on some fourth downs late in that game. They were 4 for 14 overall. But I feel like this might be a trend. Forcing turnovers and having good third down efficiency can lead to your team giving that offense the ball as much as possible. And with the offense that we have, we're going to be great. So to me, it's that third down efficiency, being able to get teams off the field on third down.
Ainsley in Milwaukee. Welcome to Kyle Brust Nortman. Sounds like you got a bone to pick.
Uh-oh.
I got a bone to pick with you, Ben.
Oh, shoot.
Last week I call in saying we need to calm down about the defense. It sounds like your tune's a little different this week, and I don't know if it was you're not down in your basement listening to a Stained album and then going on the radio thereafter in a bit of a depressed state. But I'll let you take over from here, but I saw turnovers again. Didn't see a lot of big plays.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the call, and I need...
That's my guy, Ainsley. Ainsley, baby.
I need KBN Nation to continue to hold me accountable, because I will admit I fall guilty into becoming fixated on something that I shouldn't, and that's telling myself, hey, don't overreact to week one, then overreact to week one. But what I will say is why I feel the way that I do today is because I think about last year, and I think about Bryce Young, who was just benched by his team today, put up numbers against this Packers defense.
Bringing up old stuff. Go ahead. Come on, bring up last year.
Well, he has a little bit of a point.
I have a point. No. Would you just shut up? No. All I'm saying is I can use the context of when the worst team in the NFL put up numbers against this Packers defense, you have a little PTSD, right? No, and until you see the Packers, like, you can't be an elite defense if you don't even take care of, like, the cupcakes, right? This was a game where Anthony Richardson surely was inexperienced.
They gobbled up that cupcake. Gobbled it up.
Yum, 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 yum. Yes, absolutely. And so, again, I have to give flowers where flowers are due. Does that mean I'm sold completely on this defense? No. I want to see them play C.J. Stroud and even the Vikings. I'm not even pointing out Sam Darnold, just a full-on repertoire of weapons in what the Minnesota Vikings have, like with a good head coach. I need to see it over the course of the season, but I can't sit here and be like, you know what, I still don't believe in this defense fully, when the first step of becoming an elite defense is proving that you can do it against bad teams.
Yeah, and this defense had some success last year against bad quarterbacks and bad offenses. I mean, remember during the month of October, when the Packers were on their losing streak, it was primarily because of the offense not doing well, not necessarily the defense. The difference between last year's defense and this one, there's a lot. But it's not bend but don't break. This defense goes for it. They want to be playmakers. They want to tilt the game in your favor. So the mentality is completely different. Now, the one similarity is they struggled against a good offense in the Eagles, and they did well against a bad offense in the Colts. Can they do it when they face actually really good offenses, top-tier offenses? Are they still making the plays? That's why I'm a little bit hesitant to call them Super Bowl good as opposed to just a good football team so far.
Well, when the Green Bay Packers offense really gets going, when they get rolling and get going, they're going to be able to take those turnovers the Packers have and turn those into consistent points. If the Green Bay Packers turn those turnovers into points early against the Eagles, we're talking about a 2-0 football team where I'll be not talking about Jordan Love being hurt because he's not out there on that last drive. So overall, I think the Green Bay Packers defense, they're showing bright spots in one area. Now the Packers offense needs to make sure they're taking advantage of that to put the defense in a good position. They're winning what they need to win.
Sean in the unknown, because Strofe didn't put it in. You're on Kyle Brust Nortman, and I see you have a question about the Badgers. We have discussed that a little bit, and I'm happy to discuss with you.
Hey, is this me?
It's you.
Oh, hey. Sorry, guys. I'm a first-time caller, long-time listener.
Appreciate you.
A lot. I guess the thing I wanted to ask was, obviously you guys have all played collegiate sports. The one thing I wanted to ask was, you said that the batters obviously got slaughtered. But what happens when obviously like your starting quarterback goes on the first drive, or Ben? I watched you hit that game winner against Michigan. I can't remember if like Linsky and those guys were on there, but if the best player on your team when you're playing like an amazing team comes in, does that take a little wind out of your sails? And plus, I also felt like they were driving the ball pretty well. They had like 2 or 3 first downs, and then he obviously gets hurt, and then they had that bad spot, in my opinion.
Yeah, Sean, we appreciate the call in a couple things, right? One thing I don't like to do is compare football to basketball. 2 different sports, right? 5 guys on the court, best player goes down. Somebody's got to step up, but it's a lot harder to replace that. When it goes to quarterback, I do understand that's the biggest position in football, most important.
Yeah.
We saw the Packers without Jordan Love and Malik Willis get it done, right?
Real quick before we go to Brad, who played Division I college football, I got to give Sean props for being a longtime listener, as he said, because he acknowledged that all 3 of you are former collegiate athletes.
Damn, that was wild.
Did you see me go, I'm Kyle?
You should have seen this. If you were watching the video stream, you saw it.
All 3 of our faces.
Kyle was grinning from ear to ear after Sean said
Kyle,
that. It was
There's
amazing.
a photo of me on the field. The one play is a photo. That's it.
Kyle lumped in with Ben and I athletically.
Sure
I love
did.
it.
Kyle's collegiate career at Whitewater
Pound
was
the rock, baby.
the equivalent of me getting garbage time in Bucks Summer League.
No, I would say your garbage time was much, much more than what I got at Whitewater.
Here's what I'm going to say. I don't care if Tyler Van Dyke played the entire game. I'm trying to help people to comprehend that if he played the whole game, the result would have been very similar, and the distance between teams would be the same. Let's go to Ron in the Key quick, because I look forward to this one today.
So I was wrong on the outcome. I don't think I'm wrong on Malik. And the person who the Colts beat the Colts.
I knew you were going to do this. I knew. No, cut him off.
No.
Ready, Kyle? This is what happened. Ron in the Key and we both believed the Packers were going to lose because Malik Willis was starting, and this looked like an opportunity to put money on the Colts. Ron has the ability to still try and convince himself he was right when he was wrong. It's okay. I was wrong. I was wrong. Malik Willis was good enough with Matt LaFleur, and the team of the Green Bay Packers played better than the Colts. Did the Colts suck? Yes. But to not give any credit and to try and make yourself right about like what you were wrong about is crazy. You were the one who thought the Colts would win. The Colts didn't win because they were bad, which means you were wrong. End of story. Done?
Preach.
Yeah, right back
Preach,
at you.
brother Ben. Preach.
If you don't think what Malik Willis did was impressive, given his circumstances, you're crazy. You'd have to be crazy because that is an unbelievable performance by him. And yeah, they didn't ask him to do that much, but it was an effective, masterful game plan using all of your pieces perfectly.
Did he make any mistakes?
No, does Universal Windows make any mistakes?
No, they don't make no mistakes, and that's why I want you to be able to experience Universal Windows Direct. I'm telling y'all this right now. I understand the weather is about to get ready to change, and you don't want to have a drafty home. If you are thinking about changing out your windows, there is no better time and no better place to do it than with Universal Windows Direct. Give them a call today at 414-410-2000 and just get a consultation. Have somebody come to the crib. They are very flexible with hours. They can either do it early in the morning, they can do it late at night. They'll work around your schedule, but what they'll do is they'll look at your windows, they'll let you know what you need, and they'll show you the great prices and options that you have. That's the most important thing to me, is making sure you're getting a high quality for a great price, and that's exactly what you get with Universal Windows Direct. But you know what else you get? For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. There is no limit. Plus, we gotta love this: 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 whole years. So for the last windows you'll ever need, go to UWD.com. That is UWD.com. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my Universal Windows Direct.
Alex Strove's Time to Shine is next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Is one of the things that your girlfriend gets upset with is you interrupting her like this?
Probably. I just complimented you. What the hell? Strove feeds you something in your ear and you Ron Burgundy verbatim what he says? I set you up for something, you jerk.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We've got a crash now on the ramp from Highway 100 to 94 westbound, so watch out for that. Eastbound 94, we're seeing some backups basically from Highway G to Highway 16. Back on the brakes from 84th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Westbound 94 also seeing delays from about 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound on 43, slowing from Hampton down to Capitol. And then we got some heavy traffic out of the Mitchell interchange on 894 westbound all the way to Loomis. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with patchy fog, a low of 62. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 80. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Balaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
By me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Jeff Levering here. How are baseball and Pella windows and doors of Wisconsin alike? Pella manufactures all their own products. Baseball teams develop their own players in the minors. Pella tests every product thousands of times to ensure it stands the test of time. A baseball player's ultimate test is to get called up to the big leagues, hoping to play well enough to stay. Right now at Pella, get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Certain restrictions apply. It ends September 30th. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Hey, Milwaukee sports fans, it's Brad Nortman from Kyle Brust and Nortman. You've invested too much into that nice ride, so don't settle for a gas station car wash. Treat it to a Tsunami Express car wash. State-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and unlimited wash memberships. Now with 5 locations across greater Milwaukee, Tsunami Express is your go-to spot for a flawless finish and a first-class car wash every time. Trust me, your car will thank you. Sign up for a membership online at TsunamiExpress.com and get your first wash free. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
How would you like to own a jewelry store?
Kessler's Diamonds is an employee-owned company.
And Kessler's is growing. Are you the kind of person we're looking for?
Does it make you happy to make other people happy?
Are you a problem solver?
Would you like to wake up every morning knowing that you're going to help a lot of people find joy today?
Kessler's Diamonds is people serving people.
Keep in mind that Kessler's is owned by its employees. So let me ask you this. Are you a good enough leader that you can be an owner who leads other owners?
Don't worry, you don't have to know about diamonds. We can teach you about diamonds. But the people we're looking for aren't looking for a job.
Did someone pop into your head just now?
Do you think you might know who we're looking for?
Give that person a call.
Send them an email.
Tell them to walk into Kessler's Diamonds and say to the person who greets them,
I think I want to work here.
Welcome to Kessler's.
A fantastic place to buy jewelry and a wonderful place to work.
For the store nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
That joint pain you're feeling, you might be feeling it right now as you're hearing my words. Knees, hips, shoulders, or back. There's a little bit of back tightness for me. QC Kinetics is the answer to finally get rid of that. Get your life back and experience a life of mobility that you've been waiting for. That's right, my friends at QC Kinetics, they employ advanced regenerative medicine. When I went there, I saw everything that QC Kinetics has to offer. I mean, I'm talking things that you had to see to believe. You're talking about platelets and plasma, regenerating tissue, everything that QC Kinetics has in its toolbox, they will use to be able to get you your life back and be able to put that right back in your joints to give you long-term relief, not short-term, and not drugs and not surgery. This is advanced regenerative cellular research and medicine that's going to allow your joints to rejuvenate on their own and be able to finally give you the relief you've been looking for. I experienced it. I went to QC Kinetics and they said a robust diagnosis. I was able to walk away so much more informed about what I was going on, and they can solve your joint problem. Consultation completely free. No surprise that they have tens of thousands of satisfied patients. Call QC Kinetics today. They are the future of medicine at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. But before I let Ben Brust intro the show, this is why he does this and not me, I gotta ask. I walk into the studio. I just take a glance at Ben Brust's area. You know, he's got a lot of papers. He's a lot of things going on in his world.
He has a lot. Can I see one of them things?
I couldn't help but notice one thing that was on a lot of his sheets for live reads and for the show. Ben.
I just started scribbling my name.
Yeah, Ben has written his name in cursive about 8 times. Sometimes with his middle name, sometimes not with his middle name.
Third grade cursive
crossed
as well.
out.
This won't come as a surprise.
What is going on over there? Seriously.
Oh, we got the picture.
This is unbelievable.
Guys,
why are we boring you? Or is it are you signing autographs later at a Final Four event? What is happening, Ben? Seriously.
My notebooks in class used to be full of my signature.
Your signature?
I was practicing.
Oh my goodness.
So what are you practicing for now?
When I'm famous.
Oh.
I'm gonna be famous.
So if we've recovered a lot of your old school
Hey,
items.
look at the Princeton Club read.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. If we recovered your old notebooks,
look at the show sheet. Domofsky audio at 5.
Not distract. So can you explain to us?
Kyle did Universal Windows, so I scratched that off. I'm running a show around here.
And writing your name.
So when we're talking, you're sitting there scribbling your name, practicing for future autographs that will be valueless.
I always wondered what.
Correct.
Well, here's what's funny, because we've given Kyle a hard time for writing vigorously, right? It's how I know Kyle's about to bring it, that he's on something. I'll look over and see Ben writing vigorously quite often. I'm thinking Ben's about to bring it too. Look at Ben go.
No.
And I know he's writing his name now.
Benjamin John Brust. BJ. That's all he's writing.
I was BJ Brust until 5th grade, and then I was like, I'm going to go to Ben.
Do you write in cursive clearly? Do you ever write it in block letters, maybe pure signature format? It's pretty consistently the cursive.
I don't know why today. I used to practice the autograph.
By the way, your autograph is terrible.
No, this isn't my autograph.
Oh,
you haven't
signature.
seen. You haven't seen.
You just wrote it in cursive.
My autograph's solid.
Your cursive is
my
trash.
cursive is trash.
It's 3rd grade.
Are you still working on it? Is that why it's so?
Maybe it's because
populated?
I looked at my 3rd grade yearbook that I know Alex Strofe is scouring through right now to see if there's any practice. There is some cursive in there. I know there's cursive in there.
We should compare if his 3rd grade cursive is better than his 32-year-old cursive.
I doubt it. That's one of the things you just don't.
You're
practice
a walking
enough.
miracle.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things you don't practice.
It's better. Look at this. I'm going to put it on the stream in a moment.
That ain't his.
But look at this. It
That
looks
ain't his.
beautiful.
That looks like the Declaration of Independence.
One of your parents did that.
Unbelievably good.
You're putting it on stream. I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, no, you didn't write that. One of your parents wrote
Bro, that looks good.
No way.
What do you mean, no way?
Nah, your parents wrote it.
My dad doesn't know cursive. I can't read my mom's handwriting.
Wasn't that the hardest thing?
This is the essay in cursive that is titled. It's a persuasive essay.
Is this becoming relevant with Alex Strofe today?
That is,
yeah, sure.
That is unbelievable cursive.
It's really good, and I can actually read it. It says,
can't be him.
It's titled, "We Need Summer Break."
Oh my gosh!
I think we should not have school year round. Oh boy, Benny. It's a hot take for a guy that had 3 months off.
Ding, ding, ding.
I think kids need a longer time to play with each other. I think kid Soud, you missed the H and should. I think kid Soud get to spend more time with their parents.
Aw, what a sweetheart.
I think teachers need a longer summer break.
Speaking right to the teacher now.
A+, ding, ding, ding.
I think kids need a longer time to play with each other. You use that twice in 4 sentences. Nice.
Didn't I say that I got better at explaining my
You don't know how to
points?
spell the word should. They sound get to practice stuff together. They sound get more time to play with friends far away.
Oh, my God.
Kids sound, you really like this word.
Was that underlined or anything?
No. Kids sound get to spend more time with their parents. Made that point twice now.
Oh, my gosh. Is the man.
They can ask how they are doing.
Boy, oh boy, you just repeated like you just did line after line, copy and paste, copy and paste.
Kids can see them for a longer time. They can play with parents that work. Okay. I think teachers need a longer summer break. Second time you use that sentence.
Jeez.
Wait, was I supposed to, like, is it a prompt that you, like, you know how, like, when you get in trouble, you have to write the same thing in cursive 100 times? Is this one of those things?
I think teachers need a longer summer break. They won't walk in the door so late. Teachers don't have to grade papers so much. They won't be tired all the time.
Tom, did your parents ever, like, go through your homework before you submitted it?
Proofread it?
And say, hell no,
Like,
redo that.
How about sound? What is sound?
This is like a paper that has to be like 300 words, and you got through 150 and said, I'm done. And said, oh my gosh, I need 150
a lot
more.
more. Here's the final paragraph, fellas. I think we should not have school year round.
Did I spell should right?
Hey, you did that time. I just told you 3 reasons why we should not have school year round.
I just told you.
I said that in the paper?
I just told you. And then you end it with, tell your principal she or he might let you have more summer break.
I'm going to tell you how my school led me to where I am today, and that's going to Potawatomi Casino Hotel and their brand new sports book, baby. 2,000 square foot video wall. 2,000 square foot video wall. See how I repeated that twice like I did in my paper?
You said good. You said go.
I just told you guys there's a 2,000 square foot video wall. If you're in a rush, they have a 20-minute reserved parking space near the Skywalk, so you can go in, go out. The place is awesome. The food is awesome. There's a bar. Brad is judging me right now for my work as a third grader, which is really just judgmental and rude. And this is why I was bullied as a kid by kids like Brad. Now Colin's laughing at me. Ron's calling me a
You was
douche.
bullied because you was an easy target.
It was so funny.
Hey, sound you want to your sound should play? Or I can't even do it wrong. Sound play with me. You sound play with me.
Good, Frank.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman
I'm sorry that I don't want to touch Vince Peter.
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Oh, you just bullied me on air.
Eastbound on 94, backing up through the construction zone from Highway G to Highway 16. Then you're back on the brakes from 84th Street all the way to 68th. So be careful with that. We've also got delays along southbound 41 from before Appleton all the way down past Capitol. Back on the brakes coming out of the Zoo interchange all the way down towards Lincoln. Westbound 94, the Highway 100 on-ramp, we've got an accident there. It's kind of close to the travel lanes, so you do want to be extra careful if you're going through that area. Westbound 94 itself is backing up just out of the Marquette all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy with patchy fog, a low of 62. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 80. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
$1 million. That's big, really big. This September, Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is handing out a cool $1 million, and you've got a shot at winning your share. The big $1 million giveaway is here. Just play with your rewards card and you're entered to win. Couldn't be easier and couldn't be bigger. No wonder it's called the Big One. For more details, visit paysbig.com/big one. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Time is running out on the Brewers regular season. Hurry up and catch the crew battle the Diamondbacks September 20th through the 22nd for College Night and a Brewers Puppy Vest giveaway on the 21st. Get your seats now at brewers.com/tickets.
Luther Gray is Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales at the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra. Luther, tell us about the orchestra's mission.
We provide over 135 shows a year, classical concerts, pop concerts, family and educational concerts, and also we do many performances throughout the state as well.
And James Imaging Systems provides their expertise to support the symphony.
Yes, James Imaging is there. It makes it so much easier for us, and they help keep us on schedule.
Luther, it seems that with captivating audiences with acclaimed musical performances, many would like an opportunity to get involved.
That is correct. Attending the concerts is great, giving is great, but the volunteerism is wonderful as well. We need all of that to be a successful, thriving orchestra.
What's the first step people can take to ensure that long-term success?
They can go to our website at mso.org.
That's mso.org. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Gear up for October baseball. Brewers postseason tickets go on sale on September 20th. Clear your schedule, claim your spot, and be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at Brewers.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
No Jordan Love, seemingly no problem for the Pack as they rack up 261 yards rushing, including 151 alone from Josh Jacobs on 32 carries. While the ground game might be the story, Matt LaFleur was all smiles talking about Malik Willis stepping up.
I mean, this guy got here 3 weeks ago. There was a lot put on his plate, and for him to be able to go out there and do what he did today, I think that speaks volumes.
Expect the Packers, though, to give Jordan Love all week once again to see if he'll be able to play in Nashville against the Titans on Sunday.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Love giving a shout out to the Princeton Club because it's got something for everyone. Especially when I think about my fiance and I have something to do. Free childcare with the membership. Sauna, steam room, workout classes. I love bringing in Maddie because she brings a new tidbit into the Princeton Club every time we talk about it. What else you got for me?
I'm hitting legs today.
Legs.
Leg day.
Leg day. See, leg day is one of the hardest to motivate yourself for, right?
No, it's my favorite.
What is the hardest workout you have to motivate yourself?
Cardio.
Do they provide an environment where it's like, I know it's tough, but at least I have the TVs in front of me or the best equipment to do the cardio?
And if I go in the morning, I can watch the Sportsmanlike too.
Hey, powerful.
Yeah.
Listen to it Sportsmanlike on ESPN Wisconsin in the mornings. That's Maddie, our social media correspondent, who is great and loves the Princeton Club like I do. So check it out. Find your better tomorrow like we have at the Princeton Club. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's right, Maddie. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofer on the show. It's time now for Strofe's Time to Shine because I'm done signing autographs on my own paper.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Strofe's Time to Shine on KBN starts now.
All right, we talked really briefly about the Josh Myers vomiting incident. Brad, you said, yeah, I'm not touching that football.
Yeah.
Does the respect level for Malik Willis go up given that he caught the ball, he caught the snap? He's like, this is disgusting, and he just tucked it and ran.
If he was Teddy Two Glove, it might be a little bit different. You probably wouldn't be worried about it. But hand to throw up is not a good. Right? No one's actually picked throw up with a hand, right? I've always picked it up with paper towel or something.
Bro, he's getting paid a lot of money to play football. I don't care if there was boo-boo on that football. He better grab that football and do something with it. The last thing we can do is turn it over.
It was actually a really
mud ball.
It's actually a really heady play by Malik Willis. I mean, he was probably
32-1
he was probably so focused on the game plan. It was a pass play called that he probably was just like every play that Matt LaFleur called, he probably wanted to run it exactly how Matt LaFleur wanted it to be called. But then as you snap it, and all of a sudden you catch the ball and you got vomit all over the football, I bet you there was part of him that was tempted to run the play. But he just got it and ran. That was a smart thing to do.
Any NFL guys who play with have a pregame puke ritual? I feel like that's always in like the football movies, like in a big game where people puke of nerves.
Yeah, there were quite a few. Nobody of note. There were a lot of like bubble players.
Wow.
They're
nervous.
I'm not just
Disrespectful.
It's
the bubble,
true.
The people on the bubble deserve
They were
a little
nervous.
respect.
Yeah, but all the guys that were established starters weren't as nervous.
Wow, special teamers, I tell you.
I mean, I never puked before a game. You ever puke before a game?
Never.
What are you puking about?
I mean, it's a lot of eyeballs.
You just
on
catch
you,
it and
Kyle.
swing the leg.
That's
Swing that
true.
bomb.
That's true. Nice and easy.
Caleb Williams on national television, 23 for 37, 174 yards, 2 interceptions, was sacked 7 times.
Caleb Williams sucks.
Caleb Williams sucks. The pressure rate that the offensive line of the Bears gives up is the worst in the NFL. But I will say it is hilarious watching him run around for his life. Like, it's like, because he's literally trying to do the USC thing, right? Yeah. Oh, I can, I remember Johnny Football when he would run around, make those crazy plays.
Tebow, yeah.
This is the NFL. Like, there are bigger, stronger, faster guys everywhere waiting for you. If you think you're avoiding pressure, there's another guy coming. And if you avoided that, there's another guy coming. Especially with that Bears offensive line.
Yeah, and all the defensive linemen, they're so fat. It's so the Chicago Bears, right? They get this new quarterback, they draft some weapons, and what do you know? They can't even use them because the O-line is so bad. It just once again tells me how cursed that franchise is.
Cursed or dumb? They drafted Roma Dunze and not an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I would say is he was running for his life.
Sure was.
Really running for his life. Majority of that game, he got touched on over, I think, a third, almost, or 2/3 of the dang dropbacks that he has. So, poor guy, his career is going to go down the toilet like every other.
36 pressures on 49 dropbacks, according to our Bears fan that lives in our chat, Garrett.
And also, peep this as well. Caleb Williams sucks. Yeah, and Justin Fields is a better quarterback than Caleb Williams so far on a worse team.
Well, at least that number 1 overall pick has not been benched, as the Carolina Panthers, Brad's former team, announced today that their number 1 overall pick from a year ago, Bryce Young, will take a seat on the bench this weekend. Andy Dalton will start for the 0-2 Panthers.
Hey, my guy Andy Dalton.
Yeah, your NFL media camp pal.
Yeah, we're buddies.
He's still in the league. Hit him up.
Every time I've met him, he's been just the nicest dude ever. Like I've said, when I met Andy Dalton initially, I wanted to hate him because he was TCU quarterback.
Because he was a ginger. Oh, wait.
Oh, wow. That's
just kidding.
I used to talk to a ginger. We won't disrespect them.
Talk to as in like a woman?
Yes.
You dated a
Oh, I
woman
didn't say date. That's a strong word. I said talk to. That means
how many dates?
We exchanged. That was she was one of the shouties for a little bit.
Hey.
Okay, to allow Kyle to not dig himself a further hole.
That was a long time ago. It was decades ago.
Yeah, but
you talk a lot about your old shouties on the program.
Shouties.
I got old shouties. It's okay.
Is this something you've discussed with your significant other?
Hey,
Does she have old flames?
We all got a history.
Have you had to run into any of those old flames?
Ooh, stay far away. I don't go anywhere.
I will say from a Packers and Panthers standpoint, sometimes I know it's kind of like a running joke, Packers no owner, stuff like that. The Panthers are experiencing what it's like to have a terrible owner. I mean, literally, ever since David Tepper got there, I haven't heard many good things about him at all. And it's short-term reactionary fixes. A lot of times Packer fans should sit back and count their blessings, primarily because they don't have any owner to mess things up along the way.
Well, if they're going to be bad, they might as well market good.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, look at me. When I wear the shield and all these NFL logos, I look awesome. And a part of that looking awesome is because of 3-Tree Marketing. 3-Tree Marketing, they're a full-service branded merchandising agency to whenever you're inviting and welcoming new teammates, new business partners, specialized gifting, or onboarding kits. Three Tree Marketing will make you the envy of your industry. Your brand, your company, it has a story to tell. It's honestly one of the most compelling and convincing things when it comes to marketing and attracting new business is just telling your story. You have to make sure that you do that effectively. Three Tree Marketing will make sure that your story is told effectively. They're going to think outside the box and make it easy and seamless because they're going to become an extension of your team. See what else Three Tree Marketing can do for you and your team and your business. Set an appointment today with them at threetreemarketing.com.
Brian Balaga, the doctor of football. He knows a lot, and we will hear from him next and on the Homer Hour from 5 to 6. Don't go anywhere.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Thing has ever happened to you from a breakup?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, no.
I don't want to talk about it.
You brought it, so I had to ask.
I ain't gonna put my old shorties on blast. But
why not? They're old shorties.
I've had some
old shorties.
My parents listen to this show. I don't want my parents to know the craziness that I've dealt with that they son been a part of.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Greg Matzek, Gary Ellerson, the day after reaction show you need in your life.
This offense, Matt LaFleur's side of the ball, dragged this whole team through where they are right now.
It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Mondays with Greg and Gary.
The defense got hot at the right time. That might be what we're seeing here with the Packers defense as well.
Live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios from 6 to 8 p.m. every Monday on 94.5 ESPN.
There's only one store that gives you every possible choice in diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Walsh for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, get 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. Call 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. And remember, football season is here and cooler temps are on the way, so do not wait. For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free plus 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 years. Restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Awarded Best of Weddings 2023 by The Knot, The Bog is much more than world-class golf. Our clubhouse ballroom offers floor-to-ceiling windows and a breathtaking full-wall fireplace. Our barn venue was inspired by the on-site barn at Hole 6, built in the 1800s. 2 outdoor ceremony sites and a variety of personalized options. Our venues are perfect for family get-togethers, weddings, showers, graduation parties, or any event you are hosting. Call The Bog at 262-292-0740 or visit thebarnofthebog.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Tailgating is back, Wisconsin. Have you ever wondered how tailgating started? One theory is that it started during the first college football game in 1869, as spectators spent their pregame ritual grilling sausages at, of all places, the tail end of a horse. Another is that tailgating started in 1919 during the first Green Bay football season. Fans backed up their pickups to the field, folded down their tailgates for seating, and served food and beverages. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Since 1960, we've been the place to stock up for all your tailgate rituals. With over 2,000 varieties of beer, 3,500 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines, Discount Liquor is your one-stop tailgate shop. Discount Liquor in Milwaukee on 51st and Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow. See all of our weekly specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. Hop in or hop online at uwcu.org to join.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. In arguably their biggest non-conference game in 3 decades, the Wisconsin Badgers laid an egg, getting ran out of Camp Randall by 4th-ranked Alabama 42-10. Here's Luke Fickell on what he told his players after the game.
You haven't had your ass whooped before, you just did. And it hurts. But in this game, that's going to happen. And it's a part of the game. It stinks. It doesn't mean you didn't work hard. It means you didn't get the job done. It's a good old-fashioned ass whooping at home, which hurts.
Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Offer on September 30th, so visit PellaWI.com today.
Right now, more than 100,000 children waiting in foster care need our help.
The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is focused on finding them safe, permanent homes. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
This might sound familiar to you as Alex Strofe accidentally put his mic up and sang this during one of our great commercials from our great partners.
Oh, not my best, man. Not my best.
You'll get better. Tomorrow's another day.
At least you didn't sound as bad as me, Strofe.
It's a good
You are
point.
tone deaf. That's accurate.
Joining us now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is Brian Balaga, the doctor of football. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Strophe running the show. Brian, what's up?
What's going on, guys? How we doing?
Doing pretty good. First and foremost, let's just go with this. What was your biggest takeaway from the game on Sunday?
Do you want me to take like the easy route, or because I mean, like the biggest takeaway was that we could run the ball. So that's really,
the floor is yours, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that we can run the ball when everyone knows in the stadium, everyone knows on the opposing sideline that we're going to run the ball, and that says a lot about the guys up front. Says a lot about the back. Says a lot about the mentality of this group we got, and you know, it's not easy to go out there and run the ball 53 times and get the numbers that you got. It's not easy to do it, and they did it. And it was a heck of a display from the front five, the tight ends, the wide receivers got in on it. I mean, they were blocking really well downfield and all those crack replace blocks. So it was a great display from them.
Brian, put in perspective Matt LaFleur's game plan. I think even as a casual watcher of the game, you could say, oh, wow, he's doing some things that are putting the Packers, who had a limitation at quarterback, in a good position. But for someone with an offensive mind like you that were in the trenches, put in perspective how great that game plan was to be able to put a guy like Malik Willis, who'd been in the building for 2.5 weeks, in such a position for success.
Yeah, I mean, it was really well done. He schemed it, and he showed looks with different players in different positions that I don't remember them showing over the last year. So it was stuff that the Colts didn't have tape on, and the Colts knew that they were going to try to run the football, and they would probably have assumed that they were going to run it the normal way Green Bay does it, maybe even put a fullback back there, which they did at times. They had an extra tight end back there and things like that. But the formations in certain personnels were different. The motion was different. There was always, it seemed like there was with a lot of these run plays, there was an option for Malik Willis to keep it, which would freeze the backside of a defense and cut a defense in half, which would allow guys to climb up to the second level and capture angles and aiming points. So it was very well schemed, and really hats off to the coaching staff. It's not an easy position that they were put in.
Speaking of being put in not so much easy positions, have you ever puked and rallied like Josh Myers did on Sunday?
No, that was disgusting to see.
Disgusting as hell.
Yeah, that was disgusting. I mean, puking all over the ball. I mean, listen, I get it. He couldn't hold it in, but I've seen guys throw up, like on the field. I've never seen guys puke mid-snap and then puke all over the ball, and then the quarterback has to handle the ball, like, right after it. It was disgusting. I mean, hey, listen, there's a lot of disgusting things that happen on a football field. You see a lot of gross stuff, but as a casual fan watching now, seeing a guy puke on a ball and then snap it back to a quarterback, it's pretty disgusting. I'm just being honest with you. Like, listen, I have kids. They've thrown up. Makes me feel a little nauseous when I see it, but, I can hold my water, but I can't even – I mean, I'm shocked the ball, for one, even got back to Malik Willis because of how wet the ball probably was, and then for him to grab that ball knowing there's vomit on it, I think tip of the cap to him for kind of gutting through that one and toting a rock with puke all over it.
We're talking with Brian Balaga, the doctor of football here, and the doctor of puke right now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Brian, as we get more information from Matt LaFleur, we heard Rob Domofsky on the morning show talk about how, it wasn't a game of charades. It does feel as if Jordan Love is getting close. It's hard to replicate the way that the Packers won in multiple games. Now there's a little bit of film, and you play a better defense than the Titans. Do you believe now, after what the Packers did on Sunday, that it maybe gives the Packers a bigger reason to give Love a little more time to rest?
Yeah, I mean, I think it gives them a little bit of peace of mind knowing that they have a quarterback that is capable of going in and managing a game and making the plays when they're needed to be made, and he can make the checks and get the guys in and out of runs in certain plays and get them moving in the right direction. So it gives them some peace of mind. And I think what will make them feel even better is if the defense continues to play this way. Like, Tennessee is not very strong offensively. They got some good players, but they're not that strong offensively. It's going to be another big week for our defense, and I'm sure LaFleur and that staff feel good about the guys on that side of the football, that they can put together another really good performance like that and keep the offense in the game no matter what. So those two things combined probably make the staff feel better if Love doesn't, turn that corner that they all want to see and is available next week.
Brian, I'm glad you brought up the defense, because 7 interceptions all of last year. This defense already has 5 through 2 games. As you watch that, is that the new scheme that's causing these guys to be able to take advantage of more? Is it right place, right time? Is it just the aggressive mentality of the defense? What are you seeing that is causing this Green Bay defense to be able to just take advantage of so many interceptions so quickly in stark comparison to last year?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the scheme that frees up guys in the back end and how they're able to play and what their responsibilities are. Certain coverages and certain, I'll say it again, certain schemes allow guys to have certain freedoms that others don't. And when there's, compared to last year, when there's a bunch of rules within a defense, it ends up sometimes overcomplicating it for guys than just to go out and play football. And they're thinking about too many things. They don't play fast. And that half a second slower, you don't get to that pick, or you don't break up that pass, or something of that nature. So I think we're seeing a defense that feels freed up, and they're playing to their ability. Obviously, McKinney, he's a hell of a football player. We're seeing it every week. He's a huge addition. He's a ball hawk. He runs the show back there. And, you haven't seen too many teams try to pick on the opposite corner away from Jair, which I think is a tip of the cap to Stokes that he is doing his job, right? I mean, everyone would have thought going into the season that Stokes would get picked on a bunch. Maybe he has been, but he's been playing well. So it's just one of those things that I think the guys are fully bought into what they're being told to do and what they're being taught to do, and we're seeing the results of it play out. And I understand that week 1 wasn't exactly what we all wanted to see, but there were signs that this could be really good. 3 takeaways versus Philly is really good. If we capitalize on those offensively, that ball game's completely different, and there's nobody who can tell me different in that scenario. So we've seen some good things from the defense, and I think they're going to continue to build on it as the season goes on here.
How much can a game like this build a quarterback like Malik Willis' confidence going forward next week?
A bunch. It makes it, it's hard not to play games, right? As a backup quarterback, you don't play games. You understand your role, but you don't play games. And when you don't play games, you could probably feel at times like you're not contributing. Like, what's your role on this team besides to get the defense ready in the scout looks? So for him to go out there, get that win under his belt, feel like he's contributing in a big way, makes a guy's confidence go through the roof. So, I think we could see even a better performance next week if he gets this full week of practice and the confidence with his teammates and coaches. He could even take a small step forward next week and perform even better, which I expect him to do. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't.
Real quickly, because we're going to discuss this tomorrow for sure. Through 2 weeks, who's had a bigger impact from a free agent signing standpoint? Just give me a name, Josh Jacobs or Xavier McKinney.
Oh, I'll say McKinney right now.
Oh, wow.
I'll say
Powerful.
McKinney right now.
Powerful from Brian Balaga. He's the doctor of football. He's coming up next with our guy Homer. Don't go anywhere. In 2 minutes, it's the Homer Hour with Brian Balaga. Next.
Well, we got a crash on northbound 94 just as you're getting into the Mitchell interchange off on the left shoulder, so give yourself a little bit of extra time to get past that. We've also got delays on 43 northbound, right about at Fond du Lac Avenue. There's a broken down vehicle there off on the left shoulder. Squad's with it, but we got backups coming out of the Marquette because of that. And then also an accident on the ramp from Highway 100 to 94 westbound, kind of close to the travel lanes.